I say something, it's out of line. I say it again, another time. I spoke freely when I was 17. I said the kind of things that no one was letting me. I pick you up, I pick you out of a crowd. How does it sound? Am I as loud as you want it now? I'll make you come up to my cloud. Best believe I'm not coming down. No, I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'd rather smoke something. I could probably blow a ring. I'm opening up as a singer. Nobody wants quality, they only want quantity. They keep ignoring me, it's boring me. I wanna be paid, I want double now, or I will not. I am not coming down. Out of a crowd, how does it sound? Am I as loud as you want it now? I'll make you come up to my cloud. Best believe I'm not coming down. No, I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. Oh, I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. Oh, I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down.
Yeah, there are. There are people in the chat. Hi. Hello. Good evening. Let me see the music a little bit low. Yeah, there are people in the chat. Yeah, you're eating a cookie and they can hear it. Yeah. Hello, homies. Choo choo. How do you do? I'm sorry about this. Seems like a tasty cookie. You're taking all the cookies? Oh. Thank you for the bits, Timo. That's appreciated. Sorry, my girlfriend is stealing the cookies here. Can I have a cookie? Oh, you left one. Okay, thank you. Hey mates, choo choo homies, how do you do? Let me see what's going on in the chat. Let's start with the chat. Let's start real quick today. Wah, wah, wah. About me streaming. Oh man, Solarfly, he fell for it. What's going on? Dutch Nicholas is in the house. Hey mate, Hammercam, welcome to the interwebs. Hey mate, how do you do? Which airport are you in today? I don't recall you've been at an airport during my stream lately. What's going on, mate? You're in England now, right? United Kingdom. If I'm recalling it correctly, or are you back again? Robert is in the house. Hey, mate, how do you do, Edith? He didn't have to wait too long for the next one. Ooh, Elspeth started streaming. Ken Top, thank you for the follow. That's appreciated. Please let me know, do you like cats or dogs, or cats and dogs in the chat? It would be amazing. Amazing. Sup, Simply Gartner. How do you do, man? First reaction? Yeah. No, Hammercam was first, but good try. You keep trying, and one day, Dutch Nicholas, you probably will be, I don't know. If I aspire Choo Choo homie, how do you do Ricard? You typed spam. Good job there, sir. Good job. You deserve, like, well, never mind. The prize, the spam prize. This is like first place on spamming. Choo Choo Peeps, hey Piston, how do you do? Choo Choo Piston and Broke. That's me. Lol. Piston Broke. Shit, left my drink downstairs. Sucks living alone with no kids. You could have shouted like, hey, son, pick up. And Alex, holy shit, you're in here as well. Hey mate, thank you so much. Yeah, boy. Kicking butt lately. I've missed you lately, mate. Where have you been? Mr. Banani is here in the house as well, mate. Hey, homies. Who else is here? Phil Paul, Choo Choo. I haven't seen you around before. Hello, homie. And Alex is in the house, so I've missed you, mate. Where have you been, boy? Edith. Robert is here. The Theodorus Gerardus. Hey, folks. Hey, mate. How do you do? Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you around, mate. Intimate. How do you do? Choo choo, people. Have you, I know you're working on a video. Have you published it? I'm kind of excited for that one, to be honest. Well, get off my someone else. Oh, not sure. Dear Choo Choo, homie Choo Choo, Intimate joining the Twitch hide of live this time, YouTube chat, and this one doesn't seem to work well together. Nope, it's still an issue. And I've been working on the chat tonight. That's why I started a little bit late, since I really wanted to fix that piece of shit. I used to have like a normal chat scrolling by instead of those boxes that go away, but it isn't fixable. Apparently I can now have just one style of chat stream box thingy on my screen, so no matter what I do, if I fix this one, the one during like my desktop scene will stay in place as well, which is annoying AF. So I have to choose, apparently. I'm not sure how to solve that piece yet. but the chat seems a little bit more stable, so that's okay. That's a good point. Stability first. Features next, I guess. But yeah, still a little bit sake. Not sure if I like Frenck more for his content or introducing me to Monster Cat Music catalog. It must be the Monster Cat Music catalog. Absolutely. And I've changed some little pieces and bits around. If you now type !music, you will now have a new URL, which still is the same playlist, but nevertheless, new URL. I've been working. Oh, apparently not. Okay, not for the music, but for the other things. Certainly is. I forgot the music part, I guess. So !config will work, Twitter and GitHub and I don't know, a bunch of things. Charles, what's the topic? Oh, please, let me know. What's the topic? Please let me know what's the topic today. Holy shit. Hammercam says intimate tech. Welcome over to Twitch. You're going to enjoy Twitch, mate. Twitch is quality wise, like stream wise, so much freaking better than shitty YouTube. Ugh. It's much better. Welcome to the dark side, guess so. Just installed Twitch on my Apple TV. Now I can watch Frenck on the big screen. Simply, I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but okay, whatever. Float your boat, mate. Choo choo, choo choo. Hey, Teaching Birch. Choo choo. Thank you for tuning in. That's appreciated. Hey, everyone. Hey. I keep dropping off for some reasons. Did you put up a fight with some... Your ISP doesn't like hacky stuff? Do you have Google? Do you have... Is it like... Is it works with Nest Internet? Do any of you guys have one of those nests? Like, seriously, does somebody of you have those Nest thingies in their homes? You have been... Oh man, you have a bad day. Yet if in your last few streams your music title was not updating, fixed it. Thank you for reporting. Jumper again, must be cold there. Yeah, it's, I don't know, what is it? It's 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Am I correct? Something like that. Oh man. Love. Teaching Bear, thank you for subscribing. That's appreciated. That really helps me. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. Your start gives me energy. Well, it gives me energy as well. Rolling on floor laughing. Change your mind, Frenck? No, I did not change my mind. I was just joking with you, Chef. Thank you so much. That's appreciated. Here we go. Yeah, boy. Thank you so much. No, I did not change my mind. I was already set and go, and you asked, and I was like, nope. I waited another second. I'm fixing the chat, but yeah, I was planning on streaming, man. I was just kidding around, man. Has 0.39 released? Nope. Probably next week. Photo 848. Hello. Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? I thought next week. I missed something somewhere. I thought we were on the 3-week cycle already. And that wasn't definitive, apparently. Oops. Must say I'm very impressed with my switch from LastPass to Bitwarden. So easy to make each password only show up on the exact right URL application. Okay, McFreud, that's good to hear. Stop stealing my cookies! Yeah, I know.
Buy your own cookies.
Get out. Okay, but I'm happy to hear Bitwarden is working for you, McFreud. I think it's a fine tool, and it's... A lot of people have issues with it, and it's merely because Google Chrome blocks the cryptographic stuff in when you're not running HTTPS. And Firefox does that as well. So that's a lot of people are like, it's not as easy. You need SSL actually. So yeah, we can hear you, Cookie. I'm num cookies, all the cookies. Yeah, they've installed VS Code yesterday. What a great editor, so much better than Samba plus Notepad plus. Seriously, dude, you've been living in the Stone Age. What kind of cookie is it? It's a Bastogne. Oh, the box looks a little bit weird though, because of the green screen. I can just, the house can eat it. It's Bastogne. Performer, hey mate. Choo 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 choo. Hey, what music are you using for your streams? DB Tech YT. I'm using Monster Cat. I'm subscribed to the Monster Cat catalog. I'm licensed to use all the Monster Cat label music. And I, even before I use them on stream, I love them to death. And all the music you hear is from them. So it's all on the Monster Cat label. Monstercat.com, by the way. And you can find all the music I ever used by typing !music. It will lead you to a Spotify playlist. So switch to tube. Oh, okay. That's fine. Cookies, zandkoekjes. No, not zandkoekjes. Dit zijn geen zandkoekjes. No zandkoekjes. Hey mate, hey, how you choose this? Grey's Anatomy? Yeah. Everybody knows it's Grey's Anatomy, honey. Simply Gardner, you're totally right. Thank you for the follow indeed. I travel later today. Local. Oh, okay. I'm heading to the UK June 1 to June 9. Oh, that's getting close though. That's close. Trophy award. might make a bot command out of it or an automation. So good enough. Hey Frank, how's it going? I'm fine, thank you, man. How are you doing? Optimus Prime, Monster Cat. Yeah, indeed, it's Monster Cat. It makes me. Isn't the Champions League Cup? Isn't it? Makes me sad. That's about soccer, I guess. I don't know. I know it's on television and people go there to play a freaking hooligan. No, I don't. No, not me. I'm not. No. Not yet. Probably in the next 15 minutes. Oh, so YouTube is processing the shite. Right? Spilled hack beans. What video? Spill the beans. What video? Oh, okay. Yeah, you will see in 15 minutes, I guess. Howdy, Frank from Florida. Hey, Florida, the Sunshine State. How do you do? It's the Sunshine State, right? That's Florida. I was busy finishing my garden, but still ongoing. Oh, cool. You have some weird. You did some rough things to your garden, like major makeover thing. Tune, Supernova, Linus Tech Tips team. Lol, yeah, it's indeed Linus Tech Tips. Frank, maybe you can change chat provider. Restream sucks somehow. I have not found a chat provider that provides me a link between YouTube and Twitch. So if you have one, I would be happy to get one. But this one, as far as I know, is the only one, and I know they're beta. I knew they were beta when I started using them, and I think it's part of the pain. I will contact them. They're pretty nice, so maybe, I don't know. Here we go, the music links. Spotify gives me an error. Oh, really? Let me try. Works on my end. Configuration is posted, yeah. Very good. Commands. Update Nginx proxy manager. Yeah, that's a thing I should do. Topic Z-Wave to MQTT. Not sure what to do about that. That thing just shipped. It's add-on development day, not add-on play day. Don't ever nest smoke alarms only. Well, that's not like such a big issue. It's not like a necessity to have in your home assistant, I guess. You've got a growing selection of add-ons. How do you update these? Can this be done automatically in future? No, I will do this manually. I will keep doing that manually. I have a lot of tools that help me do it. I could extend those, but in general it will be manually because I absolutely want to test. I cannot tell you how often add-on breaks. An add-on breaks because of a simple package update inside Docker container. So that's not an automatable process in any way. I have a Nest thermostat and 4 protects. Oh man. If I expire that kinda I have to do. Effing pissed. If I expire is effing pissed, mates. Effing pissed. I can imagine though. I can imagine. Google yes, Nest not yet. Ooh, you should not. Oh man, the chat is long. I'm going to scroll a bit faster. I'd be more pissed if I had a Nest thermostat, but HA doesn't interact with my protects as much. Yeah.
Hello.
Holy shit. So, let me... Hold on, guys. Look who's here.
Hello. What's up, homies?
What's up, homies? Look who's here. Let me see what's in the chat. And Pascal is in the chat. Holy shit, he knew.
He knew, yes.
He knew. No. What the hell are you doing here?
I know. Just hanging out.
Just hanging out. Holy shit, bro. And she knew.
See, yeah.
She knew. You knew. Let's
Of course I knew.
Let's drop the screen here. I'm going to make it a little bit weird. There we go. So the green screen is broken today. Hold on.
There you go.
Here we go. Let me drop. No, leave it hanging. I'm not sure if I can hand over the audio without singing
without the
around.
echo.
The echo, yeah.
I mean, who would I need to listen to besides you?
I don't know. It's music mainly.
Oh.
It's music mainly. I have a lot of music on my ears, just to not.
That's good. Wait, should I? I'm not in the camera.
No, I'm trying to position
There you
it
go.
a bit. Maybe we can.
We'll just cozy up a little.
Cozy up a little. I do have a second camera, but that would be weirder as hell. That would be weird as hell. What the hell is this? Let me check the chat. You're still not in the camera, and we need to fix this. Let me move the camera just like way over here. Maybe we can stretch it. Maybe we can stretch it.
Does it work if we put it over here? No. Is that like weird?
I'm not sure, mate. It's not a wide-angle camera.
Oh,
it's cut out.
Oh, it's not the whole screen.
No, it's a wide-angle camera, but I cut it out because of the green screen. Look at this, it's coffee.
Ja, zeker.
See?
Gewoon zwart.
Gewoon zwart?
Ja.
Oké.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to fix a solution here. Hold on. Hallo. Nou, daar is mee beginnen. Wat is dit, joh?
Ga je doen?
Ik ga even een statief pakken. Gewoon simpelweg gewerkt.
Selfie stick.
Selfie stick. I actually have one here. Hold on. Ik heb al iets gehad. This might work.
Oh, nee.
This might actually work.
And from the bottom,
Yeah, a little bit.
look at my chin. It's like top down. Oh, there you go.
This might actually work. Let me try. It's long enough. I bind cables. I love binding cables.
For me, it just happens naturally, long enough, and it's one big nut of cables. Yeah. What are we working on today?
Well, actually nothing yet.
That's good.
So this might actually work.
Yeah, I brought my computer too. I know that. Oh.
Let me take down the green screen since that's useless now.
Oh, you're like right in the living room. You're right in the living room.
I'm right in the living room, always.
Oh.
Always.
Yeah.
There we go. There we
good.
go. So let's follow the chat. So you're just hanging out here today?
Yeah.
What's the idea?
No, I'm just hanging out.
And just hanging out. I'm so freaking surprised. What the hell?
I have no plan.
You have no plan? Well, I didn't have a plan either though. I'm going to replace my mic a bit so it's not in the image that much. Here we go.
Perfect.
Perfectly settled.
Nice.
Settled. I'm going to tweet this, by the way.
Yeah, it's good. Should I tweet it? I mean, you didn't tweet at all yet.
I didn't tweet at all. I disabled the tweet actually.
You did?
Yeah, I
always
disabled the tweet. I always tweet, but I disabled it today.
Why? Is it not a good source of people?
It is a good source of people, nevertheless. Today I was like, okay, I actually not in like a concrete big subject or something, and let me do something, I don't know, simple, and a little bit of updates, and then you walk in. Okay,
Yeah, I
well,
was with
let's-
my friend lives just down the street.
Wait,
I was,
what?
That was just, well, I lived here, right? Like I
Yeah,
lived
yeah.
in the city for
I
8
know.
years until I moved to the States. So I have a lot of my university friends just stuck around in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And so I actually have a wedding in Hengelo on Friday.
Oh.
But that's why I'm in the Netherlands right now for a week.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I just arrived Sunday.
Can you move the mic? Yes, I can. I can even make it louder if I need to. So hold on.
But you don't have the blue jetty?
No, I actually like this one more.
It's smaller.
It's smaller, but it has instant feedback, so I can hear myself without stuttering and delay.
But I mean, the blue jetty, I always saw the cable in here. Like, well, something like this, I think.
It accesses the sound card as well.
Oh wow, no, my blue jetty just has a...
Yeah,
But it echoes like crazy if I just don't put it
this doesn't, so that's kind of cool. I need to tweet, man. Let me tweet.
Should I make a selfie for the tweet?
Well, then I should just tweet on mobile. So guys, if you have any questions, Paulus is here.
True.
Throw it out. Let me make the chat a little bigger for you. It's combined YouTube and Twitter, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's like the restream bot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you actually just have the different icons.
Yeah, you can see where they're from. So let's see, we missed a part. Here it is, this is so cool. How are you, Paulus, Magnus?
I'm doing great. I mean, I'm still a bit jet lagged, but I just slept
When did you arrive?
Sunday morning. But I had a horrible flight because it's like a 9-hour flight. But I left like 9 a.m. in the morning Saturday, and then 12 at night, or like 11 at night, San Diego time, I arrived in Amsterdam, which is then 8 a.m. in the morning, so the whole night is gone.
Yeah.
So, but I made it till like 9 p.m. last night. The night before was like 10 p.m. or something, so I'm getting some sleep.
You catched up a bit. Enable access. I never do a selfie. I have to enable my camera even on Twitter.
There you go.
Really? So let's do a picture. Guys, can you wave? Yeah, you could, but it doesn't work with it.
There you go.
Here we go. What's happening? Yeah, that's a good question. Into my stream. So one of the questions people just asked actually was, is there a release today?
Well, I mean, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
The release,
This
no,
is-
so the release is actually ready. Like,
It's ready? I was wondering, and we're still on the
well,
3 week.
yeah, we're on the 3 weeks, so there's going to be released tomorrow. However, there were in the beta channel, there were some people that tried to install SAO and it rolled back, and I don't know what's happening yet. Pascal couldn't reproduce it. He, of course, works on his machine, right? But I don't want to push out a release if it's gonna like break for the SAO, if people are gonna get rollbacks and stuff. So it's not a good
Yeah,
experience.
that sucks, right? That should not be.
It is a cool release.
It's a cool release. I haven't looked at the release notes yet, to be honest. I've been way off this week, the last couple of weeks with other things. Can you move the mic? I did. Two Dutch boys hanging out. Here we go. Ready for interview. Who's ready for interview? Paulus or me? Pascal? Hey homies, greetings from Norway. Okay, let me tweet it because this takes
Yeah, I usually watch this on Twitch, and then like the restream bot is so annoying because all the YouTube comments get like this prefix.
Yeah, that is annoying. That is annoying. But this is actually better. But if they're disconnected, that's...
Yeah.
they will never ever work together, I guess.
No, Amazon and Google.
No, never ever. Actually, I'm not allowed to do it.
Oh. I mean, if they were really against it, they could easily catch it, right? Like they just.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's some people are just on YouTube and some people are on Twitch. And I think it's the goal to reach people and not to make enemies. Okay. Twitch.tv. I should add YouTube.
They put it on now. I'll retweet you on the official account.
YouTube.com. You'll see I made a typo. Okay. Let's just retweet. Let's go. Here we go.
Alright.
One day games. Jullie zijn Nederlands. Yes, we are.
We are.
We are. Paulus actually a listener in the States, but yeah, he's Dutch. For sure. Well, officially you're not.
Yeah, officially,
you still?
yeah.
You still are? Okay.
If I ever want to become American, the Dutch have this rule that you have to give up your.
Yeah.
But it's Dutch rules, not American rule.
Oh, okay.
So I need to give up my Dutch passport. But if you marry someone that is American, it's fine. So I think there's a loophole because my wife is from Denmark, which does not have this rule. So she could become American, keep Danish citizenship, and then I'm married to an American, so I could like get American through that and keep all the citizenship. But I haven't really put too much effort into like. I just got my green card, so I need to be like 5 years in the States to even become American.
Okay.
So it's
Oh, that's not a problem, I guess.
no, but
When is the Focus NHA switch from Zigbee to Z-Wave? Oh,
I mean these are that's not me, right?
that's contributors.
Yeah, those are contributors. I mean, the Zigbee team, they're actually a team. There's like 3 people, and they're doing such a great job. And they actually, I was just talking to one of them today, they have Zigbee groups working, native groups, and that's gonna work with the IKEA. So IKEA actually kind of abuses the way they do their motion sensors through like, they use a Zigbee group, which normally that's not how you do remote, but they do it like that. And so having Zigbee groups working in the drivers, we can pull into Home Assistant.
Cool.
But yeah, that's more Zigbee.
I've moved to decons past week.
I heard good things about it from Pascal.
Yeah, I've tried it, and I've actually been doing it on stream as well. I've done the move on stream from IKEA to decons, and it's actually pretty cool. It's freaking responsive and
I mean,
stable.
we have some. I mean, our integration has been it's like one of the platinum level.
Yeah, it is good. It's really good. I'm enjoying it.
But actually, about Z-Wave Love, Open Z-Wave just released 1.6, so that's gonna come to us when the Python drivers have been updated. The Open Z-Wave maintainers are becoming more active. I think AOTech, which makes like a lot of Z-Wave products that we know, it's a British company. I think
the USB sticks, everybody got them.
They have been putting some effort into Open Z-Wave because they realize, I think, that like, hey, the more people can use Z-Wave stuff, the better Z-Wave supports in all this open source stuff.
Absolutely.
The more people can buy their products, right? Like it's the fun. And but yeah, so I think the Open Z-Wave maintainers are super active, and there's like a whole list of issues of things to fix for Python Open Z-Wave. But that's up to Bibi. I think Bibi is the maintainer of it. I haven't looked at the issues yet because I don't use it myself.
I've actually looked at it. They're mostly like new function calls and some new identities, some new properties.
Okay.
It
could be done incrementally, right?
I guess, but there is an issue with. It's not like they can just put 1.6 beneath it. It will cause problems on a couple of points, especially sleeping devices.
Okay.
As far as I know. But in general, it looks good, and Z-Wave is getting love from Open Z-Wave, and that's a good thing. The same goes for the Z-Wave to MQTT. That thing is actually made by the Open Z-Wave initiative.
That's good.
And that's a good thing. So they're really working hard to make things better, and we as Home Assistant will eventually.
I mean, we will get to 1.6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
First, we have to get to 1.0 ourselves. Home Assistant.
Home Assistant 1.0 first?
I mean, it's getting close. I hope you guys keep track of the project board.
Have you guys seen the project board? I could switch to the project board if we need to. Let me see the chat first because, well, we missed a lot during the talk. Paulus, when will you start streaming on Twitch? We'd love to be Love's Home Assistant. That would be interesting to see, though. I would love to see your code.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually.
I don't know if that like... I'm usually like just all over the place, right? It's like somebody asked me there, some stuff. I guess I could. I have never done it.
I never did it before as well. Like, I just hit stream one night
and then boom.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool to do. It's actually pretty fun. I like how the guys are interacting and telling what to do.
But it feels very distracting. Like if you...
It is very distracting, but it's fun.
Okay, yeah.
And fun is a distraction.
Well, that's true. But like, I also want to build stuff.
Thank you, Magnus. That's appreciated. There you go. It's always fun. Thank you, Magnus. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Oh, the camera's not there. I have to get used to it. It's not there. I'm talking. Thank you, Magnus, over there, but there's no camera there. Cloud info is Paulus to do in an in-person interview. It's not because of growing by.
No, we're not.
No.
I'm glad. Well, to be fair, we have one extra person working on Nabukasa, but like part-time. Yeah. Which is Cognito. He's like a moderator in the community. He's helping out with like support tickets, and he's also gonna help out with like the certification stuff that I wrote about. So we want to get like our integration certified. Yeah. Where, like we want to get like the stamp of approval from companies, and the eventual goal, of course, is to get companies to build their own integrations. But that's
that'd be cool if they did.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
But there's like small companies, like there's like the Channels, which is like an Apple TV app. Mm-hmm. They actually built their own integration. But then that guy also used to be active inside Home Assistant. So
yeah, that's Maddox, right?
Yeah, Maddox.
Yeah.
But I think, getting all these things certified, like getting smaller apps and stuff will be easier, and then at some point we'll just get bigger and get them all.
I hope so. Here we go. What's up? Robbie, welcome, mate. Something has bugged me for months. Is this router component was added? I'm not sure what that's about, to be honest. Can I monitor? So that multiple routers can be monitored. That's all the same question. It's just like people have to build it and support it. Decons loses connection with my Aquara sensors after dinner minutes. Well, at least you have time after dinner. 15 minutes. Paulus, any thoughts on Google Nest? Oh yeah.
Shit. The thing is,
I just asked him, do you have a Google Nest? Like,
I don't have a Nest myself. No, I'm renting. So this was. I find it like it's done as like they say it's because of privacy. Like we want to control where your data is flowing. Yeah. But then I think the Verge had I think it was the Verge. The author wrote about like we get like in the name of privacy we get like these walled gardens like for privacy, and like this is the problem, right? Like we don't want data to leak, so we're not going to give anyone access to this data. And then they say they want to do some partners, maybe they get access. Maybe I haven't reached out to them, but I doubt it will be us because we're so flexible, and then the data goes everywhere again, right?
Yeah, and same thing like if you throw out IFT. Who is going to be in if you throw out IFT? Yeah.
Well, IFT has been interesting because IFT also just dropped Gmail integration like a month or two ago because same story. Google said we have new privacy requirements for people processing email.
It's integrated, true, though.
And then IFT said our systems are not set up to handle. We cannot fulfill the requirements. We have to drop Gmail, which is also a bit sketchy. I found like what are they doing that they can't comply with these rules? But
good question. Good question. I find IFT a bit slow. Not really useful, but a lot of people use it.
If we would want to integrate with IFT, right? Like I reached out to them once. It will cost us money, like $6,000 a year, it's like the starter plan or something. And we would have to send every state change to them because then automations run in the cloud. So
you actually be sending all private data.
You send all the data.
Google wants the same thing, by the way.
Yeah. So it's a requirement now if you certify a skill. But we were before that. So.
Okay.
But for the local SDK. So I was talking to Google about like the local SDK because I want to get us in the early access program.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna launch the SDK next month in June, and then you have to get recertified, and then in September or October we're getting live. But I need to recertify, which means we need to report state. But what I'm gonna do is that you can enable it and disable it.
That would be amazing.
It's like an opt-in. Like,
But actually, if you have like for the Netherlands, the Home Hub is coming a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, I guess. If you report state, like from a user perspective, not from privacy perspective, but from user perspective, if Home Assistant would report state, the thing would actually make sense to use, like on our kitchen bar, for example, where Daphne could use it.
But that's not how it's gonna work.
That's not how it's going.
No, their local SDK, because there's some details out.
Okay.
So I would write a JavaScript program. So the way Chromecast works, right?
Ah, okay.
So Chromecast is I write a piece of JavaScript that runs on a Google Home and it will play Spotify.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing. It's like I run a piece of JavaScript on the Google Home that will know how to communicate the commands to Home Assistant, sorry.
Okay. Frenck, thank you for resubscribing, man. That's appreciated. Thank you so much. What's going on behind you? So it's getting busy. Well, Robbie, what's going on behind Paulus is that I usually have a green screen, but that thing is, well, down now since it's pretty close to me. Holy shit, it's getting busy.
Oh wow.
But the green screen is gone, so my camera is not configured to like record a normal thing, so it's trying to blur out the sky behind Paulus a bit. It's that looks a bit weird. It's not that, like, the sky isn't actually like that.
Yeah. Looks like Robbie just sent it, pinged everybody on Discord in announcements.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So.
Did he? Thank you, Robbie, I guess, then. Oh man, yeah, it's getting really big. I might turn down notifications. Camera component for HomeKit. Number one request.
Yeah, well,
I actually get a request a lot from add-ons. A lot of people want the old Homebridge add-on back.
They want?
Yeah,
for what?
For the camera integration.
Interesting. So actually, Jason Hunter, who is our stream guy, he's been working on it. And he has like a prototype, I think. He had a prototype working. He sent me a screenshot once on an iPhone.
That would be interesting. I would love that for myself.
It's a bit more complicated because HomeKit has a bunch of requirements. But I mean, the software base, like it's possible, and it will take.
Homebridge is doing it. So.
Yeah. So are they also transcoding all the stuff?
Yeah, they do, and they actually get like 1 or 2 requests a week for the Homebridge add-on to return. And I actually tried, and the thing is just, especially on HasOS, it's an issue. I think I'm not bringing it back. Holy shit, what's going on? Please do so. Hello from Canada and South Texas. The masters are in the house. We have a double tree today. I guess so. Paulus, what's the Ubiquiti unexpected for you? Oh, that's a good question.
It was. I mean, I knew that it would always be like, you know, there's not going to be a forever gig.
Temporary.
Yeah, but it was more temporary than I expected.
Notifications are now crossing each other. Let me shut down the notifications, as in at least the audio here. Maybe I can. No, I cannot get rid of the notifications itself. Thank you, Robbie. Oh well. But yeah, it was a bit unexpected. At least for me, it wasn't unexpected very much. But yeah, we all at least I kind of expected you at one point would have switched to Noble Cousin, for sure.
No, but this has been great. I mean, it's now, you know, I've been just doing, like, since I joined Nabukasa, even though, like, you know, I was working obviously on Home Assistant for Ubiquiti, and now I'm working for Nabukasa, but I did, when I was working for Ubiquiti, I did the Nabukasa stuff in the weekends, at night and stuff, and so my whole goal of working full-time on Home Assistant is that I could, like, recover my weekends, like, you know.
Still spending the weekends on Nabukasa.
Yeah, and I was like, well, shit, now nothing really has changed. Now, I mean, now I'm traveling, but like I should get some more just time for other things. Like
And now you're traveling, by the way. You're just releasing like on your laptop, or?
yeah, I mean I always release on my laptop.
Yeah, I only have a laptop as well. By the way, so.
No, so it's I was just working today and yesterday because like my mom is working and my dad is like babysitting my niece, and so just sitting at the kitchen table with my parents
and doing home assistant work. That sounds like a dream job, by the way. Just like
living
coding
with your parents.
living with okay, you win. Hello, Frenck, Paulus, and homies. Hey to Sky, how do you do, mate? Thank you for tuning in. I think Amazon will be the only future partner. Yeah, maybe out of necessity. I don't know. Amazon actually threw out Google from the Amazon stores.
Well, actually, I think they finally made friends and because they did this sneaky thing where they said we're not gonna build Chromecast integration for Amazon Video, and then they said we are not gonna. There's no media players allowed to be sold that do not support Amazon Video.
Oh.
It's like, yeah, you guys, that's like you, right? Like, but I think Chromecasts are being sold on Amazon now. But I think
Chromecast is the hubs are not. The
Google Home Hub.
Google Home and Google. I have all the Google stuff. I love the Google stuff.
You got the Max?
No, it's not for sale here.
Oh.
It's not for sale here. And I actually got mine pretty early on, since in Germany, and I live really close to the border. They were released far earlier, so I could just drive to the local shop there.
Oh, perfect.
And buy them. What are you guys talking about? Oh man, I don't know. All kinds of things. All kinds of follows. Masters of Chromecast. Yeah, so, Paulus, when can Nabokasa add another payment method like Ideal?
So
Actually, you could.
I think so Ideal is supported through PayPal.
And Stripe as well.
Well, yeah, but that part of Stripe is not implemented.
Oh,
so
okay.
I mean, this was the biggest kind of like we should have done better market research, I guess. But we launched Nabokasa with Stripe because Stripe has this.
Stripe is okay.
They have a program for you to help you start a company and do all the paperwork, and they have boom, and you have a bank account and Stripe is set up. And so we built Stripe, but this basic thing with Stripe is that they are an API, where PayPal is like an interface. And so with Stripe, it meant we add a credit card thing on our site. It sends the credit card directly to Stripe. It doesn't go through our servers.
Correct.
But people didn't like it. People were like, okay, you guys are just sitting in your basement writing code, and now you want me to enter my credit card. Fair. And so then we added PayPal support. And we also didn't realize with Stripe that you have these 3D secure, you have these extra two-step verification cards, and we didn't implement that either. And so that's where we ended up doing PayPal, because everybody wanted PayPal. But the PayPal API is horrible.
It is?
It is.
I've done PayPal. No, that's through a second service provider to go. But that's.
Yeah. So, but right now Stripe just released an equivalent to PayPal actually. But of course now it's too late. We support both.
Yeah.
But so I think if you want Ideal, I think you can do.
PayPal. You could do
PayPal.
Your
bank account at least.
Bank account, yeah.
So it's not Ideal. It's just your bank account.
Trick, thank you for subscribing. That's appreciated. Thank you so much. I turned off the sound alerts, by the way. So, but thank you nevertheless. Hola. Oh, the sky is green in the Netherlands. No, I just have a very bad filter. A very bad filter, because it's a live stream. The computer has to do it instantly, so it's a little bit sloppy because of that. Oh God, that guy is cute. I think he's talking about you there.
Thank you.
Oh, this is going to be a constant interruption. 91 watching on YouTube, 110 on Twitch. Well, we are on 254 at this point. That's just insane.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Please turn them off. Sub notifications are very loud. I've turned them off. I've fused 3 Unify cams, and seems like at the moment starts recording. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I have a few Unify cameras too at home, but I haven't
put them to use yet.
Yeah, I mean I'm playing with it for the stream component. But I've, I mean, I have a very small apartment, so I don't really have like a place to put these stuff.
I've been looking at cameras. I've bought a couple of cameras, and until now, the best camera I have is $19 from AliExpress. It has PTZ as well.
Oh, really?
It does full HD. It has RTSP stream, and it does local, fully, no cloud stuff.
That's good.
And it's just insane, and it has night vision as well. Like for $90, and it's the best one I have.
Wow.
I don't know. I maybe I should spend some money on like a decent camera and pay more than $1.
Well, the thing is with these, so there's this company in the US. It's called Wise.
Yeah,
and they
Wise.
actually took like cheap Xiaomi cameras initially.
Yeah, the Dafangs,
and put their own firmware on it.
Yeah.
And they're like $25, and you can store streams up to 2 weeks in the cloud for free.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and that sounds also like a pyramid scheme to me. Like, who's paying for this? Like, storing video.
Yeah, but they have introduced RTSP local stream now.
Yeah, but you have to flash beta firmware to your device. You have to put like on an SD card and put it in the device.
Yeah, but if you do that,
sure, then
you have a cheap, pretty decent camera, I guess, with local control.
Yeah.
I have actually a network in my house which is called NOT. Not IoT, NOT. That's the network of things.
Okay.
It does not go out. So I usually put those kinds of devices in my NOT network so they cannot communicate to the outside world.
Oh, that's nice.
And that would be a device I would place in that network, by the way, for sure. I think that Frenck will break his stream viewers record today. I already did. I had 270 at this point. That's insane. What else is going on? Paulus misses the Netherlands a bit. Well, he still has family here.
A lot. Yeah. No, I do miss the Netherlands, but
I met your father in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on talking about Google maintaining S support? We already passed that point actually a bit. But it's a sad story, that's for sure. Any plans on reverse engineering the Nest app?
I mean, I think
please do.
There are, I think, Domotics and another. There was like some PHP app, whatever, that actually did that. That they actually reverse engineered the Nest app. The thing is that like that's gonna be a crackdown on those things. I think like we can, is it a good investment of my time? Like I rather work with products that have a future, right? It's like to invest time in Nest, and I know that a lot of people have already invested like money in Nest, but I rather have have another thermostat that we make work great, right? Like has a local API or whatever.
Yeah,
but there's just not many beautiful thermostats out there.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about EcoBees.
Yeah, but the thing is that the European has a different thermostat standard, where in the US it's really like a switch, turn off, turn on.
Yeah, we have the open therm standard.
Yeah, which is apparently not open. You can like
it's reversed. It's there. You can make your own open thermostat. That's doable. It's actually pretty cool, and you can even open term, and you can even hook into. So you can leave your current thermostat there and hook into the same bus.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool. So what's you rock, guys? Well, he rocks. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I cycled here. I was all out of breath. I'm not used. I cycled 1 kilometer.
1
my
kilometer.
Friend. Yeah, and it was
so
like
that's like
4 minutes.
He's on bicycle. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Paulus is in the Netherlands. He came by to drop in on the stream, and he's on his bicycle. This is not making sense in any way. What's Home Assistant future plans on components, integrations, and add-ons? They overlap each other sometimes. Just a thought. Oh, I would like to jump in on that one. I think people are mixing it up a lot, and I'm going to drop this. I've redesigned my website, and I was actually writing an article on getting that thing out. What I wonder is components and integrations are at this point they're the same now.
Yeah. So an integration is a component plus all the platform hooks into the other integrations.
So the light and the climate and all the things that come with that integration. So it's now called an integration actually.
Yeah.
So I think it's
so component is gone.
Well, it's still everywhere.
I know.
It's still everywhere, but in Home Assistant terms, components is not a thing anymore. It's integrations.
Yeah.
And add-ons and integrations are two totally different things, which are often mixed up. Like an integration hooks up into Home Assistant and runs inside Home Assistant, and that's where you go. Integration is an add-on, and an add-on adds an additional service to Home Assistant. Or
Well, it's a whole
at least
different
it's a totally different application running there. Like
generally.
a database server, InfluxDB, it's a totally different service running on the same device, but it could just as well run on a total other device.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the difference.
But I mean, I understand where the confusion is coming from,
Yeah.
but I don't know what the solution is. Especially, I mean, sometimes people install Home Assistant and they didn't install Hass.io, and then they're like, "Where's my Hass.io link? Where's like all the stuff from Frenck?" I'm like, "Well."
We have Justin in the house, by the way. Dr. Zeez is watching.
Oh, there
just
you go.
subscribe. Thank you so much, man. That's appreciated. But yeah, at least the questions for I cannot see the Hass.io panel, that's like almost gone at this point. So that makes me happy, as in not because people start using it, but because it's just an annoying question over time.
Yeah. Well, we redesigned the Getting Started to be like, I mean, the first page of Getting Started is Hass.io specific, like let's get Hass.io up and running. And then the other pages are just generic Home Assistant. And then I think we have one page in there as well. It's like, hey, you want to edit your configuration of YAML, which is actually an add-on page. It's not part of the basic Getting Started anymore.
Correct.
Then here you can install, I think we still say configurator because it works on the Raspberry Pi.
Configurator?
The add-on.
The configurator add-on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it still works.
But
It is not
it's not as cool as the VS Code one.
The VS Code is insane, but it doesn't run on a Pi, and that's just. But the VS Code add-on is my favorite at this point. For sure.
The new extension is such baller. Like,
yeah, I've worked with Case this weekend, or at least I did some tests and found some things that were not like totally okay, and he went out and fixes them. And I woke up and there were 2 new versions out. And,
nice.
yeah, and one got shipped, so that's cool. I need to switch here. Hold on. YouTube is still coming through. I found a way to disable the notifications. Here we go. It's a YouTube channel.
All the big dashboards, huh? These are your dashboards?
These are my dashboards, yeah. This is Stream Elements. That's a partner I use for all the notification stuff. They can do a lot of more stuff, but I just use the notification part because I find it cool to see somebody taking the effort to subscribe and well.
Wait, do they also do like the 3D things on your screen, the camera?
No, that's all this here. The Stream Deck. Push a button. It's,
you just push a button. That's it?
We have Snoop Dogg, for example, or Cat, or
YOLO.
YOLO.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, YOLO, but without sound. So I fixed the sound now.
Oh,
but yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
that's all local, actually.
Oh,
so
that's
it's just a Stream Deck. And it allows me to switch between scenes if I wanted to, and I run this all locally because if you do that in like any other partner or service, it will be kind of web browser. So this is
what is OBS? It's called?
OBS, yeah, and that's really a resource hog. So this is just simple fits that just spawn, and they actually have a green screen. So they have the scene key out as the green screen on the video, and that's why they look transparent and cool.
That's cool.
So let's see what's going on here. Any future plans of upgrading the backbone? Oh, that thing still works.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Well, somebody is heading up on those, that's for sure. It's long. Damn, son. Only shout. Thank you for your open source, HA. It's freaking amazing, and thank you, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Eative. Said it actually. How big is Nabokasa? Lots of employees. No, 2. 2. It's really big.
2.2.
2.
If we count Cognitos, like
okay. 2.2.
part-time work.
2.2 employees. A sneaky peek at upcoming what you want to share live on stream.
I mean, the release notes for the release tomorrow are already up, but we have this. I did this cool thing with the onboarding. So if you set up Home Assistant for the first time
on YouTube,
it's like it will allow you to set up add-ons right away, and we will show you discovered add-ons. And this is actually a mock-up I made like last year somewhere, and it's been
It was on the Amsterdam presentation,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I never had like really time, or like I didn't put time on it. So yeah, now that's gonna be coming live.
So I'm sharing a link to the video of what's coming on tomorrow. Here we go. Holy shit, my chat just jumped. I'm not sure where I was in the chat, so if I skipped you, I'm so sorry.
Well, besides this, I also redid the automation editor. So the automation picker, not the editor. So the automation picker will now have, you can enable and disable automations. Actually, there's a screenshot on the, if you go to rc.homeassistant.io. So yeah, you can enable, disable automations. You can see the last trigger. You can open the more info, and then you can edit it. And it will also include the non-editable automations will be also in the list. And then it will just, the edit knob will be disabled, and it says like, well, you can't edit this because it's in configuration.yaml.
So let's pick up the desktop screen real quick here. So these are the release notes, RC release notes for tomorrow.
Yeah. Are we gonna watch the video too?
Yeah, you can't actually.
You can't?
Well, you can, but yeah, you won't copy strike me, right? Here we go.
Yeah, so this is the first step of onboarding, which we had for a while.
Yeah.
It will actually focus the first element now, also in the login page. That's new, finally. And then also, there's no longer an artificial 5-second delay when you click. It's like directly
Instant.
pushes all the devices.
Was artificial?
Well, yeah, because I had to wait till we refresh to see which devices were found. But now I changed it that all the devices are pushed to the front end as soon as they are found.
I wonder, I now see this piece, like it shows you the list of devices or the lights found for Philips Hue in this case. I did this and I have a lot of those. And actually the add area button was
Gone?
off screen. And I have a big screen.
But not too tall.
That's
No, you're right. I mean, this was all hacked together really quick at some point. And I think we need to find a better way of like, because even add area feels a bit weird because it's like finish, add area, like what's gonna happen when I click that button. Better would it be if it was inside the drop down with like create new area.
I guess so. And what would be really cool if I could use area.
Oh, but you haven't seen the end of the video.
Oh. We're running.
So I mean, to be fair, this is only if you use generated Lovelace. But if you use generated Lovelace, now it will group your entities
based
by
on
so
area.
Yeah. But there was just an architecture issue, and they had a good point. So here you can see bedroom and living room are populated.
Nice. That's actually pretty cool.
But
That's
we
more
don't
useful.
have an area card for Lovelace. I don't think it's so. I would not want to have an area card that is automatically populated because at the end when we
That's
realize
the
with
monster
Lovelace,
card.
yeah, because people what start happening is I want to change the name, I want to change the icon, and they want to tweak. So I want to do it the opposite way, where you go to the area config panel and maybe it has a button, add this area as a card to this Lovelace config page, this view, and so then you have like a foundation from working where you can move and like play with.
Yeah. I understand it. This is the automation editor.
This is the automation editor, yeah.
That looks nice. For the areas, by the way, I just wonder why are automations not automations? The areas. Why are areas not like entities? Why aren't there like grouping kind of entities for areas?
So the reason I've been trying to get areas outside of the state machine, because entities are in the state machine, is because it's everything that's in the state machine. At the moment it updates, we have to recalculate everything, and it means that if you do something like areas, which points at multiple entities, which means that if we would have an area card, it would have to check on every state change. Do I have to rebuild my whole card because I have?
Yeah, that's for cards, but for automations, I personally would love to be able to say turn on the lights in the living room.
So I mean, you can do that now, where I think you can, if you say light or turn on, you can pass instead of entity ID, you can pass an area ID.
You can pass an area.
Yeah.
I did not know.
So that's been out a couple of releases ago. We don't. There's not
I
much.
totally missed that. I didn't find it in the documentation either. So maybe that's, or I didn't look good.
I'm not too good in like adding my own documentation for my own features most of the time. Yeah, so you can pass an area ID. However, area IDs are randomly generated. So that's
Yeah,
something
they
that's
are.
kind of, and I want to see if we can like tweak that, because a lot of this, like the user IDs are also randomly generated.
Yeah.
And it sucks. We want to get to like change an ID, but we have to then make sure that everywhere it's being used, it's being updated.
That's like official thing, and like what's happening under the hood. It can be something totally different, right?
Yeah. But actually what we just, like, there was an architecture issue about like for areas, it's like areas are bound to devices right now.
Yeah.
But you can only have devices for things that have an config flow or like a UI based for setting up the configuration.
Correct.
And so there's things that are not bound to devices, like Philips Hue groups, for example, or automations, or like there may be some things that you, or there are services, right? And like some weather information. Well, the weather doesn't have to be in an area, but it's more like,
Well, the automations make sense. As in, I group all my automations on areas.
yeah, right. And that's, so there was some discussion is like, well, the other thing was there was a person said, yeah, well, I have like one device that has 4 switches, and the switches go to things in different rooms. I'm like, well, shit.
That makes sense though.
So we might have to add areas to entities as well.
That would be weird.
Yeah, you get, well, that's, you get double bookkeeping, which like we just, I mean, we can get it working, but yeah, it doesn't
Takes time.
It doesn't feel good, so I have to think about it more.
DM Rosen, will Frenck be hired by Nabokasa? No. No, absolutely not. This is not an announcement stream, guys. I can see why you guys think that, but that's not happening. I switched over to YouTube and audio loop is gone, so I guess it was a Twitch issue. No, it's probably because I took my headphones off at that point. Nice, Frenck, a custom URL shortener? Yes, I do have a custom URL shortener. I'm old enough to use the upcoming deep.
Yeah, there's a new debug component that implements the Python debugging interface that
Yeah.
Visual Studio Code supports. So
Yeah.
you can point your Visual Studio Code at your Home Assistant.
Yeah, I've seen it. Pascal has built the add-on to pipe it for the supervisor.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of cool. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram.
There's one. There's one.
It's your Instagram, by the way.
It's my Instagram. By the way. She got my phone.
It's your, it's your media
Danina took
team.
my phone. The onboarding is nice. It would allow to edit the name and adding Z-Wave
Oh,
devices.
yeah, we should add name editing probably too, because actually, so the Zigbee panel, Zigbee has a great onboarding when you have like when you put it in discovery mode and you're finding
you
Zigbee
see it's
devices.
scanning screen and stuff.
Yeah, and it can actually assign areas and you can rename.
Oh, cool.
So they did some duplicate work compared to what we are doing generally as well, but it looks cool, and so I might just steal some of the stuff. So.
What? Oh, Grey's Anatomy, guys! It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Grey's Anatomy night. Reposting since you keep skipping over. Sorry. Besides the paycheck, did Ubigidi make any major contributions to the project? Well,
No, I mean,
yeah, the Unify component, but that thing was already there.
yeah. So the unified component is managed by Robin or Kane610, but he was not related to Ubiquity.
So will we see support for Unify Protect?
I mean, that would be nice, but not for me. I mean, I
No.
do have Unify Protect at home, but they don't have a public API.
Yeah, but Ubigidi did not have did they do major contributions? Yeah, they did. They paid your salary.
They paid my salary, but
So that's a major contribution.
yeah, but he said besides the paycheck. So
besides
yeah.
the paycheck. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, no, besides the paycheck, no.
Okay. Any future plans of making the dashboard overview a little bit more flexible so you can do more graph layout out of the box?
I mean, the dashboard or the user interface of Home Assistant is one of the most flexible things there is.
Yeah.
Like you can plug in your custom cards. If you don't like the panels, you can create a custom card that spans a whole tab in Lovelace. If you don't like to just have a tab, you can build your own whole panel. That is like that's how Hass.io works. And then you can even, if you don't like the sidebar, you can even build your own front end on top of like the foundation that builds our user interface.
Yeah, and even that, this is my panel, which is not that fancy though, but nevertheless, like the custom cards that are out there and the things that you can do with them. This is just cool. I like the button card, by the way.
Yeah, we have. I mean, our
The thing is
button card-
nuts.
The thing is that what I don't like, the custom cards do a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
there's a lot of stuff that wouldn't really work well if we added to general Home Assistant. There's a lot of stuff that I would like to add. I mean, like how the whole graph is drawn and how you get like. They did really cool stuff there.
This thing is just freaking sexy. It's
Yeah.
a little bit out of the image, but this thing is sexy, and yeah. So I guess like, especially for Grafana, for the graphics, like for Lovelace, a lot of contributions is just would be great, and with the custom card,
the author of this graph card actually contributed a basic version to Home Assistant.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like the toolbar as well, like with the clock in it and these kind of things.
This top one.
Yeah.
That's the custom compact header. And what I love about this thing is you can actually change its behavior based on who's logged in. And if you're on mobile, so on my mobile, I would actually hide the clock, since the clock, it's out of the image, but take it in. This clock would be hidden on my mobile, since, well, I can already see it on my iPhone, so that makes no sense. And if somebody else logs in, some tabs are hidden because Daphne does not have use for these things. So that's kind of cool. It does more than just compacting it, but in general, making it more compact, that's really nice.
I mean, we've been discussing multi-user support for Lovelace, but then the problem is, if we do multi-user support, is that like, okay, then who can access which Lovelace, who can like administer which Lovelace?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Or
okay,
each
are you
domain.
gonna create the same cards in each Lovelace, or do you want to have like a database of reusable cards that you can plug into each Lovelace configuration? And then now it's already so complicated that no one can even use it anymore.
Yeah, that's the problem with YAML again,
Yeah,
basically, but then in a UI.
right. And so, it's a challenge. And I mean, right now I'm also focusing on other things, but you know,
So many things to do. The list just
There
goes
is.
on and on.
there is.
TXS Twitch just says, will there be a way for an integration to auto-configure if the add-on is installed at all? Yeah, it already can do that.
Yeah, we
It's
haven't
already
added
there.
it. We haven't added it to many integrations, but if you install the MQTT add-on, it will actually in Home Assistant prompt you to install, like configure the MQTT integration
Decons as well. Decons
Right.
as well. So and a lot of add-ons could add that, but I'm not sure why we haven't done it yet. I could do it with Influx and.
I think
for
there's
example.
there's not many overlap between integration and add-on developers.
No, there isn't.
No, and so it's like you and Pascal that would like do these kind of things,
Yeah, I guess so.
and so
The Influx DB, I built it. I might have the branch somewhere. I actually built the thing. Needs a lot of updating probably because of all the changes. But the main issue with the Influx DB was Influx DB component itself. The component itself just needs a bit of love.
Here?
yeah.
Sure. Hell yeah.
I mean, if we have influx, I mean, because one of the things I was thinking about is that like Lovelace could just render graphs with data from InfluxDB, right? Like we can just have the integration query like the database.
it's not very Pi friendly.
Yeah, well, nothing with databases is.
Could it be optional? Maybe. I don't
For
know.
sure.
Instead of like grabbing data from the, I don't know.
We could also start offering encrypted database in the cloud.
Are you making an announcement now?
No.
Oh.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, nah, I don't know.
Okay.
It's I thought about it obviously because like the Pi
Yeah.
keeps like its databases are tough on the Pi.
Yeah, it is. I spent a lot of time in the last couple of months to reduce all the writings to the SD cards from logs, from internal logs and add-ons. just to reduce that, because a lot of people are installing these things and Apache log files, for example, for Nginx.
Oh, yeah.
That's just killing. It's just writing every freaking request. We should just.
Well, I know that. I mean, Hash.io writes its own logs to the memory disk, I think.
In memory.
Yeah.
Via Docker.
Yeah. Put it for every add-on.
Yeah, I've done that. Automation editor is nice, but if you have 40 automations, there's no way to order it. Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah.
There are multiple areas there where sorting would be helpful. I've seen a PR for the Hash.io add-on store, actually. To look at this, mate.
Yeah, awesome. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, guys. That's okay. But I've seen a PR by Timo, I guess.
We just merged it.
You merged it? Okay.
Well, Pascal merged it.
Pascal merged the front end thing.
Yeah, I was surprised too. Well, there was already a few rounds of comments. No, actually, it hasn't been merged before because I think Timo forgot about it. But then he opened a new PR on the back end, and I was like, "Well, wait a second, what about this PR?" He's like, oh, "Okay," and then like he fixed it. That was all.
But what Timo did, by the way, guys, he's added a search to the add-on store. Actually, let me switch to the talk screen. By the way, that's a little bit bigger. That's probably better. But yeah, he added search to the add-on store, so that's cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Holy smokes, Batman! What did I miss? Nothing. The beer, I guess, and the add-on development that's not happening at this point. Is integration with Ubiquiti common?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing planned.
There's nothing planned. Frenck and Paulus, is there a way to fix entities? Not sure what that's about. I know this. Let me switch. No, this is over.
I mean, if an entity is not behaving, it's the integration that it's like.
Yeah,
that
should be a ticket and somewhere an issue created. Yeah. Will he join more? I don't think so, Firebass. He lives in the States and I live in the Netherlands, so those are a little bit like. He's on a bicycle though, which is kind of weird if you say it like that. But nevertheless, it's no. Okay, he's here as well, by the way. How do you connect to your NOD when outside of your network? The trick, Ryan, is that it allows traffic in but not out. So I can connect from my network to the NOD network, but the network cannot connect outside. That will be blocked by the firewall, which is actually an edge router.
Okay.
I use an edge router since a month now. I absolutely love it. Any reason Nabucasa doesn't allow yearly subscriptions?
I mean, it's a very good point. It's been on our to-do list for a long time. But
item number 2012.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's something that like I don't want us to spend just all this time on building payment platforms, right? I want to build home automation platforms. I mean, it's coming eventually. I think we will probably aim for introducing it this year. That's probably, but I think, I don't know, we're both, Pascal and I, are working on like Home Assistant 1.0. I know Pascal is really focused on re-architecting the climate integration.
And that's one hell of a job, by the way.
Yeah, and I mean, that issue has been open for over a year. And
yeah.
So, and I actually was just I was helping Martin out with redoing the device tracker. Because the device tracker is like our oldest integration in like all of Home Assistant, probably. And it's been redone twice, and it still doesn't use like entity component like every other piece out there. And so we're gonna redo it, but we don't want to like rebuild every platform for the device tracker. So we're gonna do it like gradually, where like the new with entity component will be possible, and then we have config entries and like devices and all that stuff will be hooked into device tracker.
One of the big things with device trackers is people are just running through all the options for presence detections, because that's the main reason to use device tracking, let's be honest here. And I feel like they all have issues with finding the right way to do it. Some people are mixing up things, some people are using like presence and room sensor, or what's it, room assistant?
Yeah, it's called room assistant.
Room assistant. I'm not sure. I feel like I haven't touched it yet because I feel like it's like there's no right way.
No, I mean, I feel like I always like the combination of having like, I use own tracks, so having like own tracks when I'm like out and about, and then inside the house, just query the Wi-Fi router.
The Wi-Fi.
But there's nothing like that's perfect, and we've been trying to, the device tracker used to do everything, right? It used to like query these sources and then combine them at once, but doesn't keep the original data around, and it was all messy, and so we introduced person component, or integration, I have to say now. But then we kind of dropped the ball in that, like, we introduced the basics of person, but we haven't like added more stuff to it. I want to like, let's upload avatars or like photos, like to connect to people, like, make sure you know how they look, and like you can pick the multiple device trackers, but it's a little buggy too, and I feel like we should do a bit more work there.
Yeah.
But I haven't tagged it for 1.0, but maybe we should.
We should keep tagging things for 1.0.
I mean, that is the problem, right? Like,
we keep.
well, I mean,
tagging.
the goal of 1.0 is to have a subset of Home Assistant that is completely configurable through the user interface. And so anything that's YAML based is not gonna come to Home Assistant to the subset. I need a better name for this, obviously, but that will be later.
Yeah, foolproof doesn't sound.
Foolproof, yeah.
Foolproof, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
One of the things to get there closer is that the automation editor and script editor will allow you to delete animations and scripts that you create through the UI from the UI as well.
Yeah.
That's been not possible in the last 2 or 3 years that it exists.
I personally feel like you can still do basic stuff with the UI, but I feel like the way how advanced Home Assistant is with all the automations, that there's no way you can ever put that in the UI.
Sure, but the people we're targeting, they don't need that. The people that so the way I see it is
I think that's the reason why a lot of people come from like the other platforms to Home Assistant.
Well, but here's the thing, if they put some more effort in, right? Like there will be like an advanced toggle. Like, we're not going to throw it away or like, right? But there will be like an advanced toggle, and then you see like 5 extra pages with like stuff that you could do. But I think a lot of the foolproof, like the basic version, maybe it will not have automations, but just toggles.
Yeah.
We're like, turn on the lights at sunset when people are home. Just a toggle, that's it.
Probably will do for a lot of things the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you have devices with batteries. Warn when the battery is low, right? Like, you don't have to write something for it. It should be a toggle.
True enough. And Damage Fire says, hey guys, can't wait to get my Raspberry Pi this weekend to start my journey. Well, good luck on the journey, mate. And for sure, join your community. Go into our Discord server and join the forums and enjoy it. It will be one hell of a ride. It will be a steep ride at start, really. And after that, it's addicting. Any chance that the Zigbee to MQTT add-on would replace the Zigbee native in HA?
No, I mean, they're different authors, so, we're not going to throw one out.
There's currently 3 ways to get Zigbee running in Home Assistant.
Oh, right, because there's decons too.
Decons, that is H, and the Zigbee to MQTT. So it's about choices, actually.
I mean, you can also, there's more choices if you think like Smart Things or like Wink.
You could bridge them as well through another platform.
Yeah, we should make an OpenHAB integration. We just pull everything.
I actually had some fun on building the OpenHAB add-on.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, since that thing can actually run inside an add-on.
I know that was one of the first add-ons I built.
Yeah.
Was like, I got the UI running, but my Raspberry Pi just died straight up.
Oh well, yeah. Things changed a lot. Things got a lot better. Pascal did an enormous job on improving HAS.io and performance-wise on the Pi. He just kept reporting like it became 30% faster, and then 2 weeks later he reported 30% faster. And at this point, I think it's just like.
Yeah, I was like, is this real?
Is this real at this point? But he did a good job.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about all the new devices he's playing with as well.
Yeah.
Like if HAS.io can, there's some ARM devices out there that have like proper disks and stuff. And like,
I love the Rock 64, and that thing is actually used for building HAS.io.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's still, since we moved to Azure now.
No, but he uses Azure as with remote agent, so he's still building in his house where he has like all these devices just hooked up in his build farm.
Okay, it's still building locally through
But Azure manages it.
Yeah, that's a bit like how the add-on communities work as well. I have servers in Amsterdam and Paris that are hooked up to GitLab in this. From the least place of the areas can also be used as target services. Oh, are we that far behind? Yeah, I'm 15 minutes behind. I'm going to scroll a little bit through this. Did you finish the integration of Bitwarden yet, Frenck? Bitwarden is released. It's out. And it's actually pretty nice. I got a couple of people that are reporting in that they're actually loving it. So it's kind of a weird thing. It's like totally nothing to do with Home Assistant at all. But
it's a password manager, right?
It's a password manager, yeah, with mobile apps and syncing, and you can, cool. and then it's locally. So that's kind of cool. And browser integrations and all stuff is there. It's like one password, but then the open source stuff and self-hosted. And it's pretty lightweight. It runs on a Pi with ease. So it's 10 megs of RAM or something.
Oh wow!
It's almost nothing. It's really nice. Your personal HA URL is showing. Yeah, I know. It's always showing on stream. People are still amazed, but I don't care. I have Cloudflare and some other things running and two-factor authentication, and I feel confident about it. And if I'm not, then well, you can turn on my lights.
Well, I mean, no, but I mean, we've had some people audit our security.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Well, not like we haven't paid them, but they're like. They were working for security firms, and we've had like some contributions like in the beginning to change like our hashing algorithm. We used to use one salt to hash all the passwords, and then we use bcrypt, which has a salt per password, these kind of things. And like, you know, at the end of the day, we, even Nabu Casa, right? Like it's you can get to the login page.
Yeah.
You know, but like, so can you, you can also get to the login page of your Google account. Yeah. You can get to your...
Yeah, that's true. And I do take some extra measurements. For example, I love my YubiKey, and I'm absolutely. I wish YubiKey was like supported by Home System, by the way, but that's personal.
There is a PR for hardware tokens, but
there's a PR for hardware tokens.
But there is, I mean, we have the backend and a frontend PR.
Yeah. For
the listeners, like a YubiKey is this USB
UTF.
token. Yeah, so you have to put like your fingerprint, and it will write a secret, like a temporary token. No, there was a PR that added that implementation. He had like screenshots of how like it worked, but then it went still. So I kept it open for a bit because I was like, please come back.
We should take a look. Nevertheless, it's I use two-factor authentication anywhere I can. You should always, no matter what system, even at home. If you can add it, do it. Just use it. I need conflict flow support, and all components have it. It's true. For Pascal is writing that. Yeah, that's for the discovery stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we that far behind?
Are we that far behind? We are we are 10 minutes behind. So I'm going to scroll a little bit faster now. Perfect wine. Okay, that's indeed a lot behind. Show tricks. Which edge router do you have? I have an edge router 4, which is an absolutely pleasure to work with. I'd like to see video UTF support. Here we go, another one. Yeah, me too. Any ATA on an Android app? Well, that's on the homepage.
About the Android app, like, so Robbie said from the beginning, it's like, I'm first gonna wrap up the iOS app 2.0 because it's been like in beta for a while. He had some like, there's still some things that were being fixed right now. I am like putting some energy myself into making sure the foundation is like, because he was writing like the Python part and the iOS part, and
both
then,
ends,
and then the Android part would use the same backend. And so I've been, just today I wrote him like, okay, what needs to happen, and let's see if I can like put some energy there as well to just speed that up. And you know, we've actually fixed a bug that's going to go out in 93 with like cloud hooks, and so it's going to be cool once it all works. And we've been adding some cool stuff to the front end, like better hooks into the mobile app with like, it will vibrate your phone when you change its toggles, which is like apparently the iOS experience.
Yeah, and what really cool, I run the beta, by the way. I'm not sure if you're still watching, Robbie, but I absolutely love it. And what I really like about it is how the sensors, it communicates to Home Assistant. Like, it communicates to Home Assistant which Wi-Fi it's on. So it's actually another way of doing some kind of presence detection, but from the other way around, from the device. So that's cool. I can just ask the device on which Wi-Fi network you're on. And that's cool.
That is very
That's
cool.
really cool. They're very useful. It's like, I don't know, reverse presence tracking. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool. Let's see what's. I'll attack all the things. Not sure what that's going on here. I would like to see YAML-based Lovelace. There's already a YAML-based Lovelace. But a Lovelace builder where you can graphically create a panel and copy paste the YAML in your config.
I mean, we kind of have this, but then like you have to go to you have to go to the generated mode, then build it, and then copy paste it back into your YAML. I mean, I can see where the request is coming from, and kind of like a sandbox mode where you can build.
Just as long as you're in the interface, you can change it and then give me the code for this. That would be could be useful.
Could be doable.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I would use it though. I'm going to be honest. I like the UI editor. I see a lot of people use it, and I see why people like it. But somehow, me and UIs is not working, and I've tried it. I give it a proper shot. I spent like a whole streaming evening on doing it, and I killed it the day after. Just because it's not me. I see why it's needed, and I see a lot of people enjoying it, so that's cool. What else? I just started Keyboard using Node-RED, but that's very hard compared to Domotics.
I mean, Domotics has this like Blockly UI, I think.
Yeah, it is nice though. It's
well,
like how you learn children to program.
I know.
Sorry,
like the Blockly has been like people have been suggested that we add Blockly since like day one almost. Like it just looks so ugly, Blockly, like the UI.
Yeah, it is. It is, but it is fairly easy to understand compared to Node-RED or YAML.
Yeah. I mean, I personally like Node-RED, but like the node where you drag like the data flow.
I don't. I never liked it, and I've always been clear about it, and mainly because I'm not a visual guy, and as soon as I actually tried, I played with it a lot, and of course I play with it a lot. I have to test the freaking thing before I ship something.
Yeah.
But as soon as I start to drag in those nodes and start to draw lines, somehow it's like the wires clot up, and I can't see which one goes, and then I have to type in JSON. JSON is a fantastic format, but not for human typing.
No, at all.
I do not agree on that one. People hate YAML, but I hate JSON for typing manually. You forget the last comma, and then it just blows up.
Use single quotes.
Oh man, yeah, indeed, those kinds of things. And I think YAML is a more nicer language to type in if you just have to type like a structured data thing, because that's what it is. And Node-RED, yeah, not for me. It feels like a spaghetti mess in the end, and I cannot see where things are going. And with code, but that's because I'm used to code.
Yeah,
I can structure the way my mind works, and that's maybe, I don't know. I'm not a visual guy, but I can see why people like Node-RED. It's fairly easy. It's nice to draw those lines between those nodes and things happen.
no, for sure.
And yeah.
Well, it's also very visual. Per node, you can see when the last triggered these kind of things. Right?
Yeah,
you
that's nice.
You can debug information per node.
That's true. You can debug it.
Yeah, but I mean, if that's I actually think because the Node-RED integration is so good and it's like hooked into like WebSocket, so it's instant. It almost feels like why would we put more effort in an advanced automation UI if we can get advanced people to be like, what about Node-RED?
Yeah. The Node-RED integration improved a lot last year. Absolutely.
Yeah, with the new guy.
The new guy who wrote the Node-RED node connector. That's just he did an amazing job. I always forget his name, which is awful since Okay. Just found out Intimatic released this new video an hour ago. It's about automatic bathroom ventilation, and he did it in Node-RED. So to add to that, by the way, because he mentioned me in it, so that's kind of cool. He told me beforehand. Make IoT WLANs. I have an NOT WLANs as well. WLANs, wireless LANs. Replacing new Quinlets. Have you seen those things that he creates? Quindor, he's into MedTech. He started streaming about, he's doing ESP Home and started streaming about Home Assistant. He's starting using Home Assistant as well, and Node-RED apparently. But he makes his own LED controls and drivers.
Oh wow!
Based on ESP Home these days, and they're absolutely top notch. He they're all open source. The schematics are there, and you can order like pre-built kits or kits you can solder yourself.
Oh, that's cool stuff.
And it's really nice to take a look at. He made some really nice stuff there.
I'm so bad with ESP Home. Like I have a bunch of ESPs at home, and then I installed ESP Home when I was playing with flashing them. And then sometimes I will put somewhere like a breadboard with like some sensors and put it somewhere like, oh, now it's doing stuff. But I never like, oh, let's put it in a tight like casing and wrap it all up. And I've been using, I use Magic cards at home, which is those RFID cards that you print with like a printer that can print CDs. Like you can put in these cards. Print out pictures for my son, and then he can tap them in the living room, and it will play on the Google Home like his favorite songs. Where we just catch like MP3s to play it. Yeah. And it's like Wheels on the Bus and these kind of things.
A couple of Dutch songs, I hope.
Yeah. No, Wheels on the Bus in Dutch.
Oh, okay.
And also in Danish. Because my wife speaks Danish and I speak Dutch. But then I've been, this is a Raspberry Pi Zero, and you have to get this like $11 like big ass RFID scanner thing that runs your serial port. So I was like, we should be able to get this like the price down, because I want to get a better integrated home assistant. So I've been playing with ESP Home, and I got like the RFID scanner like thing from China. And it was like $1, and I think Otto just fixed it. So now I'm like gonna.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the release. I know Otto is in here. Where's the release coming? I've seen he added ingress support to the ESP Home for Hasio.
Oh, nice.
And I'm desperately waiting for that to happen, though. It's like the only thing I actually use that doesn't have ingress support at this point. Oh man, what else is going on? There's a lot of things. I'm going to scroll a little further. I love when someone gets Paulus on stream. He always says, yeah, well, there is X, and yeah, you can do Y, but we not really bought it yet. Okay. Not sure what you're referring to at this point. Even without Blockly, it's easy to set a timer on a light, save for basic controls turned off at 11. That's domotics. Yeah. On domotics, that is. Yeah. Domotics is cool, but try building on an UI like Lovelace. There you go. That's just impossible. Lovelace is one of the biggest selling points Home Assistant added in the last year. Like we had so many big things. The authentication, indeed, and areas now coming in, and the integrations, the whole big move. People do not like, I guess, but some people don't even notice. So all in all, I think, I don't know. Domotics is, it's a cool thing. It's simple, it's easy. If it fits your needs, it's probably a good choice as well. Yeah, it's not comparable. Humble opinion. Adding editors for everything instead of Jumbo is crucial for has to be accepted by a much wider range of people. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's gonna be the challenge that we're gonna have. So we want to have the subset be available to a lot of people, and then have the powerful stuff still be possible, right? And I think
absolutely
that's gonna be kind of right now. It's really just like, where do we put our resources, right? Like who is like, so Pascal's working on making the back end, like the climate stuff, more versatile. I'm doing like some front end stuff. But yeah, in the end, it's all, let's get to Home Assistant 1.0, and then.
Well, the thing is, we have tons of contributors, which is amazingly cool and thankful. I'm really thankful they are there, because that makes Home Assistant what it is, and the community as well. So those are two essential components. But if you look in the end, it's just you and Pascal that are pulling like the main thing. Yeah. And all the big changes and design choices and well, not maybe the design choices, but like you guys are just like doing it.
Yeah, well, that's I know. Well, that's why I wanted to go through a 3-week release cycle, because what was happening is that we release a beta and people find bugs. They're doing beta fixes for a week. Then we do a release and people find still a bit more bugs. So that's like for 2 or 3 days we're doing hot fixes. Then in the weekend, people are like, oh shit, I need to wrap all this stuff because we're gonna cut the beta, and we're doing like going through all
last minute merge.
Yeah, people are like, oh, can you look at this? Can you look at? And so at the end of the day, both me and Pascal were just, it's not a non-stop work, but it's constantly distracting. Like, oh, can you look at this? Can we do this? And then
It's one kind of cool to see. Like a part of the discussion I followed is about like how can we make it less work, but it's not actually the work for doing the release. As in, yeah, it would be awesome if that was more automated. Of course, that's less work. But in general, it's just a distraction and working on last minute things. The running in the end. Yeah. That's it, right?
Yeah, because we have automated a lot of things about releases. And I mean, Pascal just made it even faster to build SAO with like the wheel building and stuff.
That's really cool. He did an amazing job on that, by the way.
Yeah, and that's gonna be good. But it's it's just the whole. I mean, like Cognito is helping actually also with like the breaking changes. It's like, hey, can you like please format those? Because like I think it was Hida. She did it the first time. It's like, and then people were like, "Oh, this is great." Like, okay.
Yeah, there were a lot of reactions on that. Yeah. It amazed me a bit, by the way, as in it was a bigger voice than I expected.
But yeah, I think I mentioned it in the comments of the update from the field blog post. Like one thing I would like to see where we're going is that like we're gonna standardize the changelog format, and then we can generate release notes either by integration, or we can even have people like either show it in Home Assistant filtered by their integrations.
Yeah, that's the new manifest stuff, right?
Yeah, so that's something we want to like hook into it.
That would be cool if you.
And I was even thinking this was pretty like there's like we have such an easy way of hooking Home Assistant in JavaScript, connecting it. So we could have the Home Assistant website make a connection to your Home Assistant instance
and show what's going on.
And so we could like have the changelog update itself dynamically because
look at this block, it's customized for your Home Assistant instance.
Yeah, and we could even have, if you have an integration, say send to Home Assistant. If you have like an example config or like automation, send to Home Assistant.
Yeah.
So, but it's another thing on the list. It's
like all the things that are on the list. Let's see what's going on. Love for Other Window 2. Yeah, that's Quindor. He did an amazing job. He's using Other Windows ESP Home for his LED drivers, so that's cool. I'm all new to this. Can you introduce yourself? Okay. Well, let me start since he's the big guy. I'm Frenck. I'm building. Actually, I'm building HasIO add-ons. So I built additions for the HasIO system of Home Assistant, and some other small parts around Home Assistant. Actually, I run like everywhere. I'm
Paulus. I'm the founder of Home Assistant 5.5 years ago, and I'm also a co-founder of Nabukasa, which is the company that runs Home Assistant Cloud and is paying me and Pascal to work full time on Home Assistant. And I just hack on Home Assistant. All the bad decisions are me. Generally. But,
He's the father of Home Assistant. That's the sum up, I guess.
Yeah.
And Otto writes, this release has the biggest refactor yet, and so many things to fix. I thought you had the biggest refactor yet in the previous one, Otto.
No, I think he changed the way he's doing his C++ generation or something.
Oh, okay. I hope it's good. I think it's good. I'm definitely.
I looked at his Python source code at one point, and I was like, "Wow!" It's like the way because he uses Python to read YAML and then generate C++ and everything. It's pretty.
And it hooks up into. Or it's a generator that generates the code for each platform. Then. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. It generates the firmware. It's really nice. Sorry, I've been off Discord for a while. Keep distracting. Yeah, that's okay, mate. Otto is making excuses. The Modic has hourly, daily, and year graphs by default. That's nice. It is. The currently way that Home Assistant.
We have the graph card that can do something like this, I think. But our graph card is very dumb in that like it downloads all the data from the backend and then it will.
Year of data. That's not that.
Yeah.
It definitely needs improvement. That's for sure. It can use improvement. It can be improved. That's for sure. Any chance Nabukasa will help out cloud backups like Google Drive for HasIO?
So we looked into this initially, and the problem with HasIO snapshots is that they can be gigabytes. Yeah. Right. Like this is not just. And so we want to start smaller scale, and this is actually something we're going to add to Home Assistant first, and then make it supported by Nabukasa. Is just cloud backups of your configuration. So we can actually store your storage folder, and then the configuration.yaml files everywhere, and then just encrypt that locally, just like we do with the snapshots. Then store it encrypted in like the cloud, or you can store it in Dropbox or whatever integrations we're going to support. And then, I was thinking during onboarding, you could restore a snapshot, like you're setting up.
That would be cool, right? You install it,
boom, and then like everything, because restoring snapshots is going to be a bit tricky in that some things will just work. Like if you have something that is pulled in from the cloud, if the authentication token is still valid, it will work. If it's like Philips Hue, well, we have to scan the network and try to recover that the key still works. Not sure how that would completely work, but we'll figure it out. But just restoring locally would already be possible.
Yeah, I guess so. I recently tried the snapshot feature for the first time. Yeah, really, I did for the first time. I back up on a different method. But I tried it because I want to move the snapshot from machine A to B. And I actually forgot that I had mounted my network NAS in the shared folder. And I thought like a half hour later, oh, this is taking a freaking long time, right? And then the disk went full. So it's tricky. The snapshot can be really big.
Yeah.
But maybe some other approach could be like snapshots on just add-on data and the configuration folder itself. The shares folder should not be used in that case. Or
well, our configuration folder also contains the database, right? That's
True.
That's the one.
True, there we go.
So,
yeah,
that's.
But that's easily skipped.
Yeah, well, that thing. If it's like, I think this a configuration snapshot should be like a megabyte or less than 10 megabytes.
Yeah. How about hire Frenck from Nabucasa? No, that's not going to happen. I wondered, lady, would you have to quit your day job if you got the offer? Wow, that's
your employer watching?
Might be, and I don't care. I'm transparent about these things. I think the question is different. If you can, I think it's not per se Nabucasa or Home Assistant. I guess if I could do like full-time open source work, yeah, absolutely. That's definitely something I would enjoy and do in the future if that's possible. But yeah, that's not how it is. I have a family and I have a daytime job, but still I enjoy it a lot. And the thing I wonder is but that's probably more your thing to answer. But I wonder if this becomes my day job, will it still be a hobby? That's something I wonder about.
Well, the thing is, the moment it becomes your day job, you get all the chores nobody wants to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because like,
that's true, right?
If you about running the project, I mean, I already had these chores before, where like anything that anyone would drop would end up kind of on my plate. Right?
So Pascal is having a bad day.
Well, no, but Pascal has his own, like Hasayo, he has his own, like,
he
has to catch up all the stuff, and it like gets dropped. And like, it's not per se PRs. Like, if a PR doesn't have tests and the person doesn't want to edit, I'm not gonna take over that PR unless I'm like, I think it's like necessary. But like, there's still stuff with like, well, who's doing the release notes, right? Like, I mean, I know like you and Nicolas are doing a great job of like doing like
Nicolas
going through all
especially Nicolas lately. He does a great job
going through all these PRs, and that's great, because if that doesn't happen, I wouldn't like. Sometimes I would just I don't have time for it. I remember that like Fabian used he made sure that there was an page, at least a documentation page for integrations. That used to not be the case, and that's something that he went, made sure that was happening. It was just not something that I could do anymore, because there's like, as time grows, like, and as the project grows bigger, I'm getting more responsibilities of like, oh well, now the like things with translations. Like, I'm glad that like this kind of runs itself.
Yeah, it does, which is amazing to see.
I couldn't like deal with that too, right? And it's like Cognito is doing the breaking changes right up, and like.
But the main question is, it's still your hobby?
It is.
Okay.
And it is, because but that's also why I end up working on the weekend, right? That's
true enough. True enough. I know when you started working full time on Home Assistant, we talked a bit, and something you said is like, okay, now I have finally the time to take off the evenings off and take off the weekends. I think we're now over a year in.
It didn't happen.
And didn't happen. You're still like online always. The weekend, the nights, and well, the nights is not that much, but at least the evenings. you're always there, and so yeah, I guess that's the signal.
It is. I mean, I do take off some more time during the day now because it's. I run all my chores during the day, and then like my son goes to sleep at like 8 right now, and so after that, like I have more. I'll just do some time in the evenings, or. But then I try to sometimes I just go to the bar just to like not have my computer. But I need kind of like a new hobby. But I don't really like. I mean, I'm really passionate about front end stuff, but that kind of usually ties back into like, oh well, that's Home Assistant stuff. And like, because I used to, I used to use Home Assistant as my test bed. Any new technology I wanted to play with, I was really I'll add it to Home Assistant, right?
But that's gone, right?
Well, Lovelace still has like a lot of this technology that like it's very cutting edge, a little bit too cutting edge, one might say, but it's working very well. So, yeah.
Cool. Good to hear, by the way. I love to hear that you still find it like cool as a hobby. That's very.
I mean, I need some time to like actually automate my own house. I mean, my Home Assistant shit. Yeah.
I think like that's the case for most of us. For most people in the EHA organization on GitHub that actually work on PRs and doing regular contributions and things, I think they all have the same problem. I'm kind of thinking that Pascal's kind of the exception somehow.
True, yeah.
I'm not sure, but I have the feeling. I have never seen his system, but I have the feeling he's the exception. But I think most of us are just like putting more effort into the project than their own home. And I actually did some, I did like a month ago, I took like a week to just put on some effort into my own home. But I now learned already again that if you do not continuously improve, a week does not help.
Well, what happens?
Absolutely not.
What happens for me is that I start using it. I'm like, okay, now I should just fix this in Home Assistant right now.
Yeah.
Just write this PR or whatever.
And you drift off again.
Yeah, like the other day I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do Home Assistant tonight, and then I like wrote this Harry Potter clock, kind of like with like canvas drawing.
Yeah, I saw it. It was cool.
And then I hooked it up to Home Assistant because I was like, well, that's makes it more useful. And then somebody linked, actually somebody else made already like a wizard clock, and it's on the community forums.
I
It's a
saw the
Lovelace
link.
card. I was like, oh great.
Somebody did it already.
Yeah, it was better too.
Yeah,
But-
of course.
Yeah, I'm not a graphic artist, but
No.
yeah.
Me well. So many cool dudes, yeah. There are, but not only the guys. There are like I'm like in the front. I'm visible. Paulus is visible. Otto is really visible, and Dr. Z as well. But there are so many guys inside and running around Home Assistant that are not visible on Twitter or on the website or on a stream or a YouTube feed that are doing such an amazing job and so many things.
Very true.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I'm trying sometimes to like. I actually haven't done it in the last few releases because like writing release notes is a chore too that I wish I could like do someone else do. But we're having like to highlight people's work, right? Like, oh, this person's doing a great job. I used to do that a lot more, and I should get back to it. But it's something, it's kind of like sometimes I just forget like who does what, and it's like I don't have insight in everything too, right? I'm not involved with every change, luckily. But it get better.
Well, we're in the end of the list almost here, mate. That's cool.
Finally.
You guys have been spamming the chat like crazy here. Where's Ben? Do miss him. I do miss him too.
I think Ben is just too much a perfectionist. I think his challenge there is that he doesn't want to put something out until he's like super confident about it. And that ends up like, biting him.
I think the last video he made, like the coming back video, which was the last video, somehow, I think that video was the most imperfect video I've ever seen from him, and I kind of enjoyed that, to be honest. But Ben is the guy that got me into Home Assistant.
A lot of people, yeah.
And I'm still here, and actually jumped in and enjoying it pretty much. And I hope. Huh?
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah.
Somebody is not so happy.
It's still shows though.
Oh yeah, you have a vacuum cleaner now. That's true. We have a Xiaomi Roborock now, so he's happy.
That's cool.
That's a cool
like
thing.
that one.
Yeah, it's really cool. Ben got me into Home Assistant too. Ben got his forum Discord server up. Yeah, I'm on his Discord server. He created the Discord server. There are a lot of people in there. I've never seen Ben there. So yeah. Life of proof factor plus 100. Yeah. Definitely so. So, yeah, I think
But are we gonna work on something?
you want to work on something. Seriously, want me to dive into something at this point? No, I'm not going to dive into like 22, 44, it's almost 11 o'clock.
How long are
15
your
minutes.
streams usually?
My streams, that differs a bit.
Well, I don't have a schedule.
You don't have a schedule, so you want to continue on something.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
Do you have any plans for some conference for HA community?
Well, so
Maybe
I thought about it. Like, should we get like, you know, a physical location? Get like, would a lot of people come? Would it like, you know, would it be something like we do it in Vegas because there's like, usually,
Vegas.
well, it has a lot of cheap flights from all over the US.
That's
and
true.
Even from Europe, probably.
That's
but like,
true.
it's difficult. Like, I'd rather do like a State of the Union again, probably like this year sometime.
That was actually pretty cool what we did in Amsterdam there.
Yeah.
We're going to Vegas.
We're going to Vegas. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we can do, but the thing is with a conference is that like if we get 200 people together, but like you know in Amsterdam we had like 100 people together, but
Yeah.
then actually the talk itself has been watched 24,000 times online.
Yeah.
Like those 100 people, they would have watched it online too if it was possible, right? So
Okay.
does
true.
it really make? I mean, it's cool to get people physically together and get people talking about it and stuff, but for reach, it doesn't per se matter, right? It really, of course, evangelizes these 100 people and like make them like stronger community members.
Yeah.
But if we want to get people out, like we could do an online conference, right? Where like then it would also
Like
be
a
easier to get
webinar.
speakers from all over the world to get like. That's something I've been thinking about.
That would be kind of cool. Would you guys be up for like a web conference kind of thing? Would you tune in? I'd come if there were bitterballen. Somebody
Yes.
watched it. You should have come, mate. You're in the Netherlands. Yeah, web conference. I think that would be cool, by the way, because a lot of people could tune in.
Yeah.
It's more.
The time zone will be a bit tricky, I guess. Well, it'll be evening Europe, morning America time. Well, this is very centric around where I live and where like you live, obviously. But like, yeah.
Well, actually, I play with streaming times on different times of the week and different times of the. This is actually the time where, indeed, you have like the Americans a bit, and you have the Europeans. They have their evenings, and that's actually like feels for me like optimal. And I'm not sure if Justin, Dr. C, is still watching, but he is in the States and he's always streaming at the same time slot as you, but on different days. So yeah. Apparently, this is a fine time for like the greater part of the community somehow. I'm not sure. Snelfu, he organized it. Yeah, he did in November. That was, I guess. Web conference is awesome. I would watch. Do a 24-hour web conference. Let's cover all the time zones. That's max, by the way. That's kind of a challenge.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't have that much content.
You don't have that much content.
But I mean, we could.
You should have people create the content for you.
Oh, that's true. Now it's a CEO. No, but I mean,
No,
we could,
just-
I think if we have a web conference and we can have like 30-minute talk slots, and then have like single track, obviously, because like who's gonna tune into different streams,
Yeah.
and then I don't know.
30 minutes is not that much. At least for me, it's not because I stream 5-6 hours. But
But that's because you don't have like. I don't know. Well, I don't watch 6 hours porn, but like usually a talk is like you focus on one piece and you do it like. I mean, you're discovering if you're developing something, right? You're not.
yeah, I'm trying to break the rules. Actually, kind of like bend the rules a bit. Like where can we go and what can we achieve and what can we do? That's totally different indeed from like a conference where you talk about something.
Yeah, here, Jason, go over every single integration. No,
Jason, so you are going to do that? Like you're going to fill the 24 hours with that? New HA or Nabokasa merchandising coming soon. Oh man, I've been bugging him
So
often about that because I would like to have this mug to say Home Assistant. So, yeah.
well, so the problem is, I don't want to do anything myself, right? I want to put this with the company and they figure it all out. And so, actually, Robbie has been looking into Teespring and like
cool.
because Teespring has added like a lot of like different products.
They have.
I do feel like they'll charge you like $5 to get a sticker, right? And it's like it feels kind of silly given that like when I bought the stickers they were like 10 cents a piece or something, right? Because I ordered like 1,000 or something. So, but yeah, we'll probably get Teespring set up. But it's just another thing, right? And I don't know. Maybe I should ask Cognito to set it up. But like, no. But I think it just needs. I mean, we need kind of like designs as well. And there's actually there's a pull request open with new T-shirt designs.
Cool.
Have you seen it?
No, I
You want to
haven't.
put it on the stream?
Yeah, I can. Hold on. Let me move to my desktop here.
Yes, it's in the assets repo. You just go to our organization and then, or maybe it's Home Assistant -assets.
I know it. Oh, I made a typo. Let's go to the organization.
Oh, you have dark mode? I don't know. You have a plugin?
Yeah, there's a plugin. This is called Dark Reader.
Okay.
It's a Chrome extension. Also, the screen lets the viewer see as well. It's an extension, and you can enable it on any site you want.
Oh.
And it will take the current color scheme and tries to convert it to a decent dark mode. It sometimes fails, so I have it whitelisted, so I have to enable it on specific sites.
Okay.
But you can also do it the other way around, blacklist it on site where it doesn't work, disable it. But it works on most things actually.
Okay.
And pretty well. Like this is just like
That's pretty good, yeah.
And it works really, really well. I'm really happy with this because I love dark mode. It's so much easier on the eyes, especially if you're working dark or late at night. So that's kind of it's merged right here. There's no.
Yeah, no, that's ultimate. I don't know where it's gone. It was closed. I don't know. I don't think I merged it because T-shirt too.
Here it is.
There you go.
It's merged.
Oh, they are AI file. Oh, that's a PNG. Like every.
Binary file, I'm not sure.
No, you have to go to the right. They hid it in the menu. Yeah.
View file.
Yeah, because Teespring added like instead of a T-shirt being like limited to like a print. Oh, it's kind of big.
This is useful. Oh, we can download it.
There
Here we
you
go.
Yeah, so Teespring added like full T-shirt prints, so you can have like even like the sleeves and everything.
Sleeves, yeah, I know. That's cool. That's cool. Are there more designs in here?
Yeah, there are 4.
Too. Did you guys buy a T-shirt? You should already have, but that's because to support the Open Source Foundation.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore?
Well, so...
What happened there?
Well, what happened is that... so it was contributing 100% to the EFF, the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
Yeah.
And then what started happening, what I realized later is that, it goes through my taxes. So it goes, I had to pay...
Really?
Yeah, so it was income that I had, and then because it was donated, I could like deduct it from the taxes. But the way the taxation works in the US is that you have it's called, instead of like doing individual deductions, you can just take a standard deduction, and that is like right now, especially with Trump's tax cut, it's like you can deduct like 24,000 if you're married of like your income of like just take as a standard deduction. And so that means that these donations, when I couldn't deduct it from my taxes because I just took the standard deduction, and so that meant that I was actually paying taxes on these donations to the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
Sucks.
So once I realized that, 2 years in, oops, I had to stop the donations.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was funding Home Assistant T-shirts worldwide. Oops.
Well, they were pretty darn good T-shirts. I have to tell. They are really good T-shirts.
Yeah.
Mine is in laundry, but yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So this T-shirt.
This is an amazing one, by the way.
I do kind of like it, but it does look a bit like a phallus. like a penis bit. I thought so. I kind of want to like tweak. I do want to keep that bottom part because I think it's really cool.
I think you should just remove this
Yeah.
piece and put the logo here normally.
Yeah, keep it straight. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll go a long way.
But yeah,
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Do we even need that logo, or do we just need that thing? Like, you know, have
I don't
this,
think
and then
you do.
maybe on the sleeve, like just like a Home Assistant.
Home Assistant or Home Assistant on the sleeve would be enough. And
Yeah.
I like this one a lot. Like the idea is really, really cool. I love it.
They also have like they can do this for pants as well now and hoodies and stuff.
Cool. But a lot of people like this t-shirt apparently. Going home in black would be nice.
Actually, I like the dark gray shirt that we have with the white house and then the blue antennas. That's why I like a lot.
Yeah. That's the best one. Reminds me a bit of the Ubagitty t-shirt. I've never seen one. Enrolled into Naba Castle, although I actually don't need it, but it does allow me to support HA. Thank you, Snellfur. That's absolutely appreciated. That's really cool. Leave the logo. Okay. Logo on the sleeve or back?
I never really liked the back. I find that it's kind of like for security people or whatever, having
Like crew.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually interesting because in the States they have a lot more like back logos for things.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then have like a small logo in the front. Which I don't know.
I've seen that with Monster Cat. I'm working with Monster Cat on my stream, and they actually offer me merchandise, and I saw it like indeed like big on the back, like a big cat on the back.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but I live in a country where I wear my coat a lot, so it will be just looking like a normal freaking black shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps you speak to your doctor about that, Paulus. Well, I think they're talking about what you're seeing here.
Oh.
Oh man, found this one on the Googles.
Oh. Right.
Okay. Yeah, a bit,
Our logo is cooler.
but well, that's easy said now, right? But yeah, no, well, I think if you'll start looking for these kind of things, you actually will find a lot of companies printed like this. Probably, it's just cool. There are so many things just a couple of things you can actually do with a shirt. Oh well, that's okay. How about car foiling? Well, he's on a bicycle though. The car foiling. We do not have a marketing department there. That's kind of interesting.
We don't have many designers to begin with.
Oh, I know.
It's like, I don't know, the open source community. I mean, we also don't facilitate well for designers. Like, if a designer would come and like, what should I do? And I'd be like, well, I don't.
I'm actually tempted to start a rant at this point, and that's because a lot of people are watching now, actually, and that's not a bad thing. But I think we're getting a lot of people complaining about documentation, for example. We're now talking about contributions again. So we're talking about graphics designers, but we have a lot of developers. We have a lot of people helping us out with development, which is actually pretty cool, but it's a problem at the same time since we have to review all the stuff and get it in, right? So that's cool. That point is like taken care of. Designers would be nice, and some front-end people, front-end developers would be nice and helpful. But the main thing that's complained about in all the community, and every time that happens, that people start complaining about documentation, I just start ranting about actually everybody, every single you watching there right now here on stream, you can contribute to the documentation. Every single one of you here watching right now can write and change our documentation. I feel like that's so that people miss that point. It's so easy.
I do agree, but I also think that what the documentation could really need is more like almost like the taking a step back of like, well, how is the documentation organized? And like I saw PyCon talk once about like you have tutorials, you have getting started, you have like a reference, and then I forgot the fourth one, but like I don't know anymore. But like I redid the getting started, for example, a month or two ago, and it's like a lot of people probably don't want to touch or dare to touch the getting started because they don't know of what's going on or like what is allowed. And like, I would love to have somebody kind of like come in, be like the visionary of like, this is what we're gonna do, right?
Build us a freaking homepage with structure and documentation.
I think this person doesn't have to do everything themselves, but if they build the framework, because everything that we have is just started out as very basic pages that we put in, like some by accident, right?
Yeah.
Some structures got started, like there's like a docs page because everything else started overflowing, and then now the docs page is too big because
Yeah, true.
eventually we get more and more contributions, and all of it has to go somewhere. And what also starts happening is that, like, we always tell people everybody should contribute, but what we have this problem that like some people will get stuck on some very edge casey problem, or like they didn't read the full documentation, or they made an assumption that was incorrect, and they were like, I just spent 2 hours on this, I don't want anyone else to spend 2 hours on this, and they want to contribute this.
Yeah, sure.
And then what ended up happening is that our installation doc will have like 10 of these like gotchas that you might run into.
And
But
exceptions for all kinds of
Yeah, but
platforms.
it ends up adding a lot of noise to the actual, like, for example, getting started page.
Yeah.
And this is where, like, no, that's why I said, like, okay, we're just gonna do Has.io. We don't do like Hasbian and then Red Hat and then like
The
Center.
getting started is just
Like do it
Has.io.
one piece, yeah, because we were getting all these things. Like you actually see this on certain integrations. Like, oh, if you're on Windows, run this command. If you're on Linux, run this. If you're on Mac, and then it's not like just on Linux, right? You have all these different Linux operating
I've
systems.
been blocking that a lot lately, and so does the other contributors. Like even Fabian is just blocking it off.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to add exceptions into our documentation because you're running a specific piece of NAS where you packed in Has.io or something.
Well, the challenge there is also that like everything we have in the documentation, people expect it to work. People expect it to, you know, and like you're right, when something doesn't work, people should just hit that edit button and fix it. But if something in the UI is not gonna be, you know, it's out of date, it's still our responsibility because we accepted that PR, right? Like any PR we get, we have to keep maintaining forever,
Yeah.
or every piece of information.
So this is indeed, by the way, this is shared by Robert about how to make a contribution on the documentation.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't even know it existed.
Maybe we should get that into the documentation.
We should make a link to this.
Yeah, well, maybe even like really inside.
Oh, yeah.
How do you edit this documentation?
Maybe we should even have the edit link to like, I don't know, do something like this.
This is just cool. I've never seen this before. This link just got shared. Oh, that's mine. This just got shared. This is like not working. I have the wrong page. But this is how you edit the documentation. So if you're on a page and would like to contribute, or you see a typo or an error, you can just hit this edit button, which is on every page, and then you'll go to GitHub. It's kind of, but yeah, you need GitHub.
You need some account system, I feel, and this is like it adds the version
Yeah.
control, and
It's needed, but you can hit edit there as well, and then the screenshot is missing.
well, that's where you make the changes.
That's where you make the change indeed. You change the text, and then you create a pull request and write what you changed. Why did you change and what did you change? And then hit the button create, and you're done. Then somebody will take a look at it and will approve it and merge it, so your changes will be visible. Or maybe they ask you to change another thing to improve it, or well, sometimes it's just not a fit, so that happens as well. So those are kind of the three things that happen from it. But this is like the three things, or 4 or 5 things, basically, somewhat you have to do. Just hit the edit button, change it, boom, create pull request, done, boom. Yeah, easy as that. It's not that hard. It's actually not that hard. But I do feel like I absolutely agree on what you're saying. We still are missing some more central coordination on this piece, and that's absolutely.
It's a challenge because we already extracted out all the developer like into its own portal, and we did the same thing with like data science, and like for partners it will also be a new portal probably, right? Like I want to get really try to focus on like the website is going to be like the marketing website, kind of, right? Like this is what we are, and even actually as a marketing website, we do a pretty shitty job what Home Assistant is. If you go to homeassistant.io,
I asked you.
you told me this like a few weeks ago. Like
A few weeks ago, you were writing some changes to the getting started, and I was actually saying to Paulus, like, okay, Paulus, can you please tell me where is it that actually tells me what Home Assistant is? Like, I get a question a lot, especially if I get rated on Twitch, like a bunch of viewers come in from another stream. On Twitch, you can send your views to another stream.
Okay.
So a bunch of viewers come in, like 20, 30 people come in and join, and they're wondering, what are you doing? So what is it? And then I'm telling what Home Assistant is. And I was looking at a website and I was thinking, well, our website does not have any description except for like a tagline on what it is.
I know.
No explanation whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty, like, for marketing, we do a shitty job. Yeah,
We do,
for
and
sure.
like it's funny because this is the website kind of like when I, initially just took some template that kind of looked okay and just put it up, and then observe, control, automate was actually the second column of our website, and then we're like, oh, we're adding some blog stuff, we're adding like some announcements, so like the State of the Union card, T-shirts. We've added some stuff, but it's very community focused.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you even explain Home Assistant? Yeah, well, that's kind of the issue at this point. We don't.
Yeah, well, I
Except
say
for
a
a
home
tagline
automation platform, but it's so ambiguous, right? It's like,
Yeah.
what can it be? What is it like?
What is it? What is a home automation platform? What does it do, and what can you do with it?
We turn lights on at sunset.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe.
No, if you go to other like product websites, they'll have like 4 or 5 like rows or like never miss X again, or like.
And now we're discussing this kind of open. Maybe even like the documentation should not be part of the homepage.
I mean,
Like you have your website with your marketing and like your basic story and things that's going on, and maybe videos and a weblog and releases information and download page and maybe a getting started guide that might be acceptable, but like the component page and all those kinds of things.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I mean, if we talk about like having Home Assistant like a subset for basic users and having the advanced Home Assistant, are all component pages ever going to be needed for any of the basic users? Or can we just do pure UI?
I think
Is that pushing it?
I think that's pushing it, because everybody has that one integration or that one device in their home that's not supported through the native UI. It's not like you get Home Assistant and then decide, okay, this is supported, so let me buy this. No, usually they come from another platform or have stuff in their home already they want to add. So I think that will forever be an issue. But that's, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, this is something where I would love to just throw money at the problem. Right? Like, well, because anything that doesn't come from our open source contributors, right? Like, we need to like get some.
Yeah, we need to get help, and even if it's paid, like with all means, the project needs to go on.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
true.
we also we pay for the forums to be hosted, right? Instead of using some Reddit with ads and like whatever kind
and
of
the
stuff.
forums are pretty freaking big.
They are.
They are very big.
Yes.
I've been working on that thing a couple of times to get some things fixed and help to keep it running, and I've been scared of it a bit.
It's well, it's just a Ruby on Rails app. It's so many, but we have. It's just so the community is so big.
It is.
And it eats a lot of resources.
It is. So who makes a PR to add about page? Well, Nicholas, you seem to be coordinating this pretty fine. So I guess you are going to arrange this, right? Oh, he's already taking that role, by the way. So that's kind of cool. What do you think was the intention of Ubigity was supporting Home Assistant? Was it about support open source project, and what changed that they stopped supporting HA?
I mean, I can't like comment on all the things because I'm still bound under their NDA.
Yeah.
Right. So, but no, they love what we're doing, and there's just a lot of overlap between Home Assistant and Ubiquiti users.
Yeah, a lot of Home Assistant users use Ubigity hardware.
Yeah.
And they have kind of the same philosophy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
They have a cloud service, but you do not have to use it.
Yeah, it's all local.
It's local. And their cloud service is like a connection through your home, actually.
It's actually WebRTC.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it doesn't go to the cloud. It just helps with negotiation, right?
Yeah.
The direct connection.
Frenck, whoa. Night.
Good night.
Thanks for all the great information passed in this cast. I wish you could stay longer and keep up the great work. Yeah, well, you're welcome, and that's cool. Bruce demo is what's made me get into Home Assistant. A lot of people got into Home Assistant because of bruh.
Yeah.
How do you say it actually?
Bruh?
Bruh?
I don't know.
Bruh? I don't know.
I mean, it's just
I still
it's a
don't know.
concatenation of like the letter of his first name,
Same.
Ben, and then his last name.
Yeah. Holy shit, 25,000 bits? Are you seriously? Boo cake? Holy crap, sir. Thank you so much, that's appreciated. Bit is kind of like the currency on Twitch.
Oh.
Let's say like 500 bits or 1,000 bits is a lot.
Okay. Damn.
This is a lot. This is a lot. Bouquet, thank you so much. That's really appreciated. That's absolutely appreciated. Thank you so much. That's really generous of you. I'm so mad at Nest. It keeps me. It is a recurring subject in the stream. I have a diva now because of a tier for interrogators that allows for remote administration of the client. Wow.
So actually, we get reached out for people that want to like be installers, that want to put them in their units and stuff.
Oh, that kind of thing.
Right? Like they want to get like, hey, and they want to install Home Assistant. And actually, we will. I mean, you can right now with remote connection actually log in remotely into your clients and like administer their sites.
I bet you get those requests a lot.
Yeah, frequent. So that I mean, that's also one of the things of like, hey. We cannot do much with it because we don't have official integrations, right? We can't like put any logo on it because we're not official, and so that's another part of trying to get Home Assistant more official, that we can offer these kind of things if people are interested. But then we still need to build it too, right? So that's. I hope we have like a good story to tell at some point, but not anytime soon. We are going to CDI with Home Assistant though. CDI is a big exhibition in our conference in the United States for installers and IoT kind of deal. And so this year we're going there, be at the Innovation Alley where we'll have a booth. We're actually next to Connected.io.
Nice.
Connected.io is this open source alarm control panel that runs on an ESP that hooks into your existing alarm wiring that you have in your home.
An amazing project, by the way.
Yeah, and they actually hook into Home Assistant and some other less important home automation platforms. But in their demo, he showed me a photo of their last booth at the previous trade show where like they actually have like a dashboard with Home Assistant set up. So that like he shows how his stuff works through like Lovelace.
Cool. It's an amazing piece of software. His software is open source. You can even like buy your own ESP and do it yourself if you do not want to buy their boards. And I was really amazed to see that. I think that's really cool. Bookings rights. You can do you do such much for the community. We appreciate all you do. I've been using HA for years and love your add-ons. Well, thank you so much. That's appreciated. That's absolutely appreciated. And I do it with all the love I have. I like doing it. And my cat is going nuts because of a little fly. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I love doing what I do. I do take a little bit slower lately, but that's because I mainly have, I think I kind of like catalog of add-ons. At this point, it's huge, and I think I covered most of the different categories you can imagine, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the thing is also each add-on has ongoing maintenance, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
Absolutely.
you're digging your hole deeper and deeper if you're like keep creating new add-ons.
Yeah, but I sometimes I kill one.
Okay, yeah.
I did kill a couple of add-ons in the past, and I do automate a lot. So there are a lot of work that I do not have to do.
Okay, that's good.
So that I automated the shit out of it, actually. But yeah, it's true. It's true. The more add-ons I push out, the more maintenance I have, and I absolutely want to make sure all add-ons have the same attention. Maybe if you guys don't know, I do have like a box here with all the add-ons, and this is my add-on cycle.
Oh, really?
This is my add-on cycle. So the next add-on on the list is the Nginx. Oh, it's almost filled out. Nginx Proxy Manager, which is the next add-on which needs maintenance. So
wow.
That's the cycle I have.
You're more organized than I am.
Oh, okay. That's a bad thing. And these are in development. But yeah, I do have like a simple stack of cards to keep them all cycled. That just maintenance. And sometimes something pops up that early release is needed because Node-RED does a new release. Then I pick up the card in the middle, I put it back in the end. It's a real simple system which I introduced like a couple of months ago for myself just to keep that thing going.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It was absolutely needed because I'm running all over the place. I have over 60 repos currently.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just needed. That Frenck Connected is awesome. I can try to make some tutorials. That would be cool, by the way. I love that people are doing tutorials online, like in videos or in blogs. It's very interesting to read. The only thing that I worried about every single time is that like Home Assistant goes so fast that 2 months later it doesn't apply anymore and new users run into it. But doesn't make it less interesting for me.
Yeah, usually we make these changes to make things easier, but it breaks all the old.
I guess it's
that's like what Juan MT Tech. He makes a lot of the videos that we actually put on the website of because he is very good in explaining things.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've moved so fast that I sometimes feel like, oh shit, now he needs to revise this one. And I actually met him in because he was in New York, and we met up, and he was there with his wife, and his wife was like, it takes him forever, and he has like a small screen reader, and he writes the whole script, and he practices it, and
yeah. That's why I do not do videos. I cannot imagine how many times, how much time it would cost to do those things. Like that must be insane. Like Ben is a perfectionist, but Juan is as well. But Juan really takes the time to take like the new user with him, and that's kind of cool. But I cannot imagine how long he would work on one single video. It must be almost a week or 2 weeks of time.
Well, that's also the post editing is just the toughest part. Like now, this is nice because boom, it's live and you're done.
Yeah, and it's crappy at this point, but that's how it is, and let's go with the flow, and that's okay. And sometimes things work, and sometimes they don't work out. But the cool thing about streaming in general is the audience that are chatting with us in this case, or with me, or sometimes things happen around me, like the ninja, as she is called these days by the audience. Because he sometimes does shit to me while I'm streaming. She has done a lipstick attack and a confetti attack and kind of weird thing. So that's nice about streaming, and still I can do work. Not at the speed I'm usually do, but I still can do work and take people with me. I hope I know I've got a couple of people that got into add-on development as well. So it's not just me anymore.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
That's important.
That's very nice.
That's important. We got some contribute, so that's cool. Frenck has CDO. Yeah, that's alphabetically correct, so that's okay. My name was taken, Reamers. Yeah, that happens, mate. Thank you for following, mate. That's appreciated. At Frenck Weeks. Weeks. It takes you weeks. I've seen some screenshots of your videos in Timatech, and they are just like. I saw a screenshot of his video he did on Node-RED yesterday, and were like so many notes placed in that video that you could not see the timeline. Like, okay, what the hell's going on there? I must admit your videos are quite nice, though. Yeah, his videos are quite nice. And that's nice of you to say. My general video takes about 1 to 2 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks to have everything in total.
Damn.
And that's a lot of time. We can do a lot of. Like, I could do a lot of other things, and I'm pretty sure Paulus will think the same. I could do a lot of, like, I don't know.
Well, that's one of the things I kind of have stayed away from streaming, because it's like, I can either be streaming, or I can be working. But to combine it is like...
Well, most add-ons I actually developed on stream.
Oh, that's very impressive.
Yeah, I did. Some took quite a bit of time, like the Nginx Proxy Manager. I don't know, 5-6 nights to get one single bug solved, but yeah, we did it, and people helped out, and that was really cool. It was not alone. That's kind of a nice thing, though.
That's good.
Is there a technical reason why the Grafana add-on does not support Ingress? Yes.
Yeah, Ingress is a very complicated feature, and it means that the front end of that add-on, which is a standalone application, has to be supported to be actually hosted on a path instead of in the root.
Yeah.
And like that's something that even Home Assistant does not support, like itself.
It's not. The question dropped a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I've seen. But in general, like not every add-on can support Ingress, and it's kind of nice because we introduced Ingress and we were convinced, Pascal, me, and you were convinced that this was like a killer feature.
Yeah.
And we released it, and some add-ons were released, and like there was like, I don't know, tons of people complaining and things not working because people didn't get it. And I was going crazy, like, don't you see it? It's an amazing feature, it helps everybody. Now things start turning. Everybody likes Ingress. So I've been killing GitHub issues for Ingress on add-ons like crazy. Not every add-on can support Ingress. I'm actually editing all the add-ons that cannot support it in the documentation to make an exception in like the documentation. No, this add-on cannot support Ingress.
It is,
It will never happen. So that's kind of weird. It turned around in like a month or so. That's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's such a complicated feature, but for the user it seems so simple. Like I click a button, of course it opens the web UI.
It's just a web page, right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's really complicated, actually. Although I think Pascal did a good job to make it simple to implement. It's still an application that's run inside another application. It's not an iframe. It's just like it's inside there.
I know. That's wild.
It's really wild. Sometimes at Frenck's even sings happy birthday. I did once, and I'm not doing it again.
How many bits do you need for that?
What? No, I did not do it for bits. It's just a request, and it's actually by somebody who was in is one of the contributors of Home Assistant as well. And his girlfriend was a birthday, and I was streaming that night, and he wanted to watch. So I took one of the birthday hats of Lily and I sung happy birthday, and I do never ever going to do that again. Never ever. And somebody clipped that. Yeah, definitely clipped, and it's probably one of the most watched things. Like every single piece of shit I do that's not like proper or nice or make a fool out of myself is clipped. So that's why say no names. Well, Dutch Nicholas, if I tell you who it was, that would be like a little bit shameful, right? It was that.
Oh, was it Nicholas?
Okay, cool, mates. Do you want another beer or something?
Yeah.
Should we make an end on it? Oh, I don't know. It's almost.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't have any. I have the key to the house where I'm crashing.
You have a key to the house where I'm crashing. I'm going to visit the restaurant. That's for sure.
Well, I need the restroom too.
Okay, so then we're going to take a little break. And just drop your questions in the chat. If you have some questions for Paulus or me, or I don't know, whatever. We're just talking, or if you want to see something, also a possibility.
Yeah,
I don't care. But the act was a big surprise. Well, I'm happy it was a big surprise. That's simple. Okay, so we'll be right back in a bit. Hold on. back again.
There we are.
Got another beer.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
200 people are watching right now. Damn.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we better be funny.
I think the max I hit was 160 until now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you blasted it.
And we blasted it, that's for sure. And that's absolutely
That's
sure.
good.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have a lot of people around. So that's
Yeah.
nice.
So, what do you think for our conference? How much should we aim for?
How much?
Yeah? How many people do you think we can reach?
Like in
If we do our web conference for the Home Assistant?
Well, it depends on how long you do and what the subjects are, I guess. I think this is like people are jumping in and have no clue what's going on and trying to chat and ask you a question, I guess. Or get me to ask you a question. There's that. But if you do a conference, I think people will go into subjects they like. Like you would have, you would have a schedule, right?
Yeah, we have a schedule.
You would need a schedule. So based on that, I don't know. I think it changes a bit. I think if Otto goes on with the ESP Home, I think that would definitely.
I would love to have Otto as a talk.
Yeah, Otto, are you still here? Are you going to talk on a web conference? I feel
We
like
do
this
like
is
a Home Assistant 1.0 release party with a conference, web conference.
the 1.0 release party with a web conference. That sounds like. And do you, this is I know that I should not ask this because well we're A, live on stream, and B, I kind of know the answer, but do you have like a personal aim for 1.0?
I mean, I think having like a version of Home Assistant that we kind of can hand off to a person that they can set up with their phone, right? Like, and just I even want to get one. Like right now, it would still require people to flash an SD card, right? So
Yeah.
the step will be from given that you have an SD card with Home Assistant flashed on it, can you plug it into a Raspberry Pi and start like using it? And then
mod at your
if well we should, that's a different story.
yeah,
But I think if we can get there, and I think that's why a lot of these like pimping the automation editor, pimping the onboarding,
Yeah.
this is the kind of thing I want to get to. And one of the things, and I have to talk to Pascal about this, what I want is that, for example, if you would boot up Hasayo for the first time without internet, or even later, it would set up a Wi-Fi hotspot, block startup until you use like, I was thinking
set up a Wi-Fi point.
either a Wi-Fi point or use Bluetooth. So we could even have, there's web Bluetooth, so you could have like a Chrome actually with a website.
Yeah.
We could support it, or we add it to the apps. The Android and iOS app could help with the onboarding.
Sure. That's like the way Google does it, right?
Yeah. And so that would be, if I'm thinking about it, like how, I really want to get with Hasayo to the experience of a product you can buy in the stores. Where like you would plug it in and that's it from there on. And not all the advanced stuff that we do, right? But like just basic, let's set up some integrations, basic templated automations.
Do you ever feel like that might be a bit misleading?
What sense?
Well, you get like I don't know. You let's say we get to that level where you just like buy a product or buy a pre-flashed SD card or just flash the SD card and then just boot it up, and you will have like a wizard on your phone that fixes all those things, and you can go through the web UI. It will just be a matter of weeks before you just stumble upon the fact that not everything can be done with the UI. And that might be like a little bit of a turn down for some. Like, are you afraid that people will be disappointed? That's the thing that scares me a bit.
I think it's a
think
good
I've seen
point. Yeah, it's a good point. I think it's the fact is that we cannot put everything in the UI.
No,
Right?
we
Like, I
can't.
think we can of course be more open about it, but I also want to offer a solution or something that like even right now with the permissions where we have people in the user group and not in the admin group, and they hide a lot of stuff from the UI. That's something that's important because I don't want to give everybody admin access that logs in. If we can have a more clean UI, because everything that you have in the UI that you're not using is distracting from discovering new features.
Yeah.
But of course, another challenge that we're having is that we have new users to the system, we have experienced users to the system, and they all want to learn new stuff over time. But the constant influx, it keeps us, it remains simple to use, and it's.
I think that maybe the jump between like the UI and YAML is too big for people. As in, for me, it's not. For me and you, it's like it feels like can it be any more simple? Really, I think it's really simple, but I understand that people have troubles with it. If you do not have any programming or IT related background, that's a huge jump. That's a scary jump. Well, for example, if your config check fails, the message that comes in, it's really clear for me.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that a lot of people are having issues with it. I think that's like a gap. And I think maybe the gap is getting bigger.
I think one thing we could do is that having some advanced UI toggles as well. So you have basic UI toggles, then you have advanced UI, and then there's YAML.
Yeah.
But of course, it's like it becomes difficult to also manage like, which feature are we gonna add to which group, which.
It depends on the user again, so that's difficult to manage. I can imagine that.
There's no perfect solution because everybody is different. Everybody uses Home Assistant different, and or you're in different part of the world with different access to different products. And
I guess Smart Things has the same problem, right? You have a lot of things you can do in UI. As soon as you want to go advanced, you have to do the groovy stuff.
Groovy.
So if you're talking about nightmares, I think YAML is a way better option than Groovy. But yeah, nevertheless, definitely a thing to watch out for. But a release party with a web conference,
I think it's good. Then it would be cool to not just have the developers talk, right? I always like the podcast because it's users talking about it. Did you hear the one about the boat?
Yeah, I did.
I loved it. That was so cool.
Yeah, he was afraid I was going nuts. I found it kind of nice. Like he was really thinking about the community breaking, and I think that's indeed maybe that's one of the biggest risks. So he's probably right on some points, but nevertheless, I think there's so many people and it's so strong. It's an army, like you have said before. Like in the State of Union, you definitely called it an army, and that's true. It's and there's no way to harm it, I guess.
Well, I mean, the thing is, everything is constant evolving, and like, it's not. There's no way of like, let's freeze all the bad, let's freeze all the good parts and fix all the bad parts, and then it's like we fix stuff, we introduce new bad parts because there's like side effects that are unintended or things, and we're growing as a community, but it also means that if we are growing, we're attracting more people. This is where. It's almost a buffer. I always feel like this user interface like thing is going to be like a buffer where people are like, I'm in the basic mode. I know I'm not an advanced user, and I might like peek into it from time to time.
Yeah,
but
I can see that happen.
But it's not going to be. I don't know. It's constantly tweaking, right? Like we have to rebalance. But even if we're going to rebalance what we're working on. Something like right now UI is like I want to get the UI like pieced together. But we're also 2 weeks ago it was we want to get the integrations going, which I think we get to a good point now. But soon we start all these discussions about like how to do external integrations, how to like lint integrations, how to add more features to these integrations so that custom components can be on the same level as built-in components. Because
that's currently like. The built-in components or integrations, as we should say now, the built-in integrations of Home Assistant actually do not have the same level of access and feature set. They have more features and a bigger feature set than the custom.
There's two things. One is config flows. So
that's only for building.
The second one is discovery. Mm-hmm. However, I actually just made the first step in making config flows be able to be discoverable by adding it to the manifest. And so I don't know when, but we're gonna add this to custom components, and then discovery is actually routed. The new discovery that I think Robin is working on, like K610, it's gonna be routed through the config flows as well.
That's cool.
And so it's gonna be cool because every integration can specify how they can be discovered through ZeroConf on the network or through Universal Plug and Play. We're gonna just support those two protocols. And when they're discovered, we will load up the integration, load their config flow, give them the discovery info, and they can decide if this is actually something they want to act upon, if maybe it's already
Do
set
I want
up.
to trigger or not?
Yeah. And then that means that we can on startup scan through your custom integrations, find which ones can be triggered by discovery, and then put that into the main discovery logic. So that's
A lot of things coming.
yes,
Yes, and good things.
yes,
We're
but it's
getting
also
there.
somewhere on the list. Right?
Somewhere on
Many
the
things,
humongous
many-
list,
yeah.
indeed. Oh, yeah, Otto is actually saying, I already had a talk conference in Graz 2 weeks ago and it was really great. Sure. So I guess he's in.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. We got number 1. Choo Choo 1.1 release party web conference extravaganza. Awesome. If you utilize the community, you have 1,000, 2,000. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how many people would jump in. But it doesn't matter that much, actually. If it's like 100 people, it's already... I even enjoy 10 people on my stream.
Well, I think also a lot of these... The nice thing about if you have like 8 talks going is that... And they are recorded and they put online, is that a lot of people will find it later. Like, the State of the Union... It had a lot. It went very fast in the beginning, but it's still like getting.
It's
views.
still getting views. Yeah, I've seen. That's cool.
And so people watch it and they're like, okay, this is cool. They know what they're doing, and this is where it's headed. And I think if we can do a similar thing with the conference, like, it'll be cool. Of course, not every talk is going to be the same kind of quality. I hope like everybody will have a good webcam, but like this is kind of like, but it wouldn't matter really. Like if we put like slides up and stuff.
Just in a small camera and that would be okay. Have Otto, Dr. C's, and Frenck a Lovelace custom guy? I think they're talking about
Ian
yeah.
or Thomas.
Maybe I think Thomas. He does a lot, but yeah, well, indeed. The Lovelace custom guy sessions would be amazing. Well, I don't know. For me personally, sessions like. You can tune in twice a week. Like, I'm doing sessions twice a week, so that would be weird, I guess. But yeah, sure. I'm always open for those things. That's okay. But in general, I think it would be cool to see people that are not used to it.
Yeah. I feel like the developers get a lot of. They're in front of people a lot. Like I would, you know, like I said, the boat guy, right? Like have a cool use case. There used to be like a guy with his family who rebuilt a school bus into an RV. And he was driving through the US and he had like Home Assistant powered like his solar panels and.
That's really cool. And his boat is, by the way, it's amazing. He does. Yeah. The amount of thought he puts into everything he does, it's impressive. The Lovelace guy is the card guy. Is that me? That's probably you, Thomas.
It is.
The Home Assistant 1.0 release conference. Kind of catchy title though. Catchy title.
The new logo. The conference logo.
Conference logo and T-shirts with a mug.
And mugs. You get a mug.
Okay. Thanks for mentioning Bitwarden. Just spent my afternoon setting it up. Looks great. Well, I thank you. It helps. And Bitwarden is, by the way, just another example of a thing that doesn't make sense for Home Assistant. I got a lot of comments on Reddit from people like, that doesn't make any sense.
Like,
It doesn't.
No, but I mean,
it doesn't, but it's useful to have in your home.
Yeah, I think that's the nice thing about Hash.io is that it's such a good foundation to just run as your application server.
Yeah, that's the way I've seen it from the beginning. As in, I see it as my home lab machine.
Yeah.
That powers and manages my home lab. Just like some people would have Unraid or install tons of applications in Synology.
Yeah.
That's how I
It
see
is definitely
Hash.io, and that's how it could be. I'm not a great talker. Oh, that's not a good beginning, Otto.
You'll be fine. I heard you on the podcast, Otto. You did great.
You did great indeed. Oh man, let me see. There's a lot of going on here still. But your guys are talking. My combi sales can attest to it. What you talking about? The Nordics, a lot of beginners jump from hash to normal gateways. Okay, you sell combis there, I guess then. Keep defending Jamal, Frenck. I hate to say go away. Oh, that's a thing that people ask a lot. Even on the Amsterdam State of the Union, people asked like even during the Q&A you did at the end, I think 3-4 times or something.
Well, people are like, you didn't mention YAML. Like, it's true.
It's true, but I think it's here to stay, but like for advanced stuff.
Well, I think when people, they kind of see YAML as like, I want to do everything in YAML. And there's a part of it that YAML is not very suited for, which is authentication information.
Yeah.
So people would love to add their username and password to YAML, but actually what we do with config entries is we take the username and password, exchange it for the authentication token,
Yeah.
and we get a refresh token to get new authentication tokens,
Yeah.
and we store that piece of information. We don't want your username and password, which is like root access.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be in the YAML, but it will be there because you have to put it in there.
Right, and
Yeah.
that's where. So I think when people talk about YAML, what they I've been thinking about this a lot. That what they actually like about YAML is the shareability, and we don't share login info, right? And so, well,
For me, it's not just the shareability. It's the way of structuring on how I see my home, and that's something I could never. That's the same reason why I do not like Node-RED actually. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying, by the way.
Yeah.
No, not something, but yeah.
But-
For me, it's about structuring how my mind works, like how you structure code. Like if you're a software developer, you're used to that, those kinds of things. But if you're not, YAML can be messy. That's for sure. Putting your secret data in there is definitely.
yeah. No, I mean that's where like right now with the automation editor and script editor, it still writes to YAML, but it's not perfect. We had this with Lovelace actually, and people, got pissed because we would write to YAML without
it wasn't
permission.
me. That was me.
you, yeah.
Yeah.
And like but the thing is, we didn't think
I
it
was
through
really pissed.
because what happened is that comments were remained, but all the include tags got like removed, and it was just one big YAML file again.
Yeah.
And
I think the solution that we all came up with the whole YAML stuff and Lovelace and how it works with storage, I think it's perfect.
so actually, I just opened an architecture issue yesterday, I think,
Yeah.
suggesting let's do this for automations and for scripts too.
Yeah.
However, and this is where the shareability comes in, like is this, people want to share their stuff. And I feel like I actually suggested this once for Lovelace, like, do we want to have like an auto dump mode where like, once an hour or whatever you change your Lovelace configuration, we will write it to disk so you can like still put it up on GitHub or something.
Yeah, or share snippets, because that's part of, in my humble opinion, important part of the community as well. Like, how do you do this automation? I do it like this, and as soon as it like vanishes inside the storage folder, some kind of JSON format that can be changed and should not be edited. Let's be
Well,
sure.
so I have some thoughts about that. I mean, this is not promising anything, but like the things I thought about it was that like, I've been rebuilding the front end in bits and pieces, and we have our whole demo Home Assistant, which is literally just a full-blown Home Assistant installation. But instead of sending it to Python, it runs in JavaScript.
Yeah.
I mean, it cannot control anything, but this means that we can launch a demo of just one card on a website, right? Like you could literally take a card, have the entities that rely on that card, package it up, and publish it on a website, and people could look at that card, look how the YAML works, interact with the card, because that is part of the demo,
Yeah.
and we could have this on a website, and then if this website, like I said before, can connect to your Home Assistant installation, you could
inject it.
you can send cards to like your installation, and then inside Home Assistant on every automation or script or Lovelace card could be a share button that would kind of push it to like some community kind of portal.
But I think that's the most important part. It's not just GitHub; it's really shareability. And
Yeah.
yes, there are tons of possibilities to fix those things.
Yeah,
But it needs tons of time.
yeah, and this is kind of, well, like I said, front end is my passion. This is kind of thing that I've been thinking about because this is the kind of challenges that I like.
I said it multiple times already. I'm truly a backend guy. I love the backend, so I love that's going on there. And front end with Home Assistant, I think even like there are a lot of users out there that are force controlling. And personally, I truly believe in the fact that your home automation system should not be touched. like no UI, no voice. It should be there without you noticing it. I think that would be the ultimate end goal, essentially. But that's like the dream. So yeah, I don't know. I like the UI is great. I love the UI. I loved looking at it, but in general, we don't touch it.
Well, there's different kinds of users.
People,
I think there's different. So some people love building UIs for home automation. Some people love writing automations. Some people like to be the sysadmin and kind of like tweak all those things. Some people love building add-ons. Some people like. But I mean, there's there's a lot of different kind of way people can gratification of like working with or on Home Assistant.
Yeah, it offers a great flexibility to allow all kinds of people in. So that's kind of cool. And even if it doesn't like match up from out of the box already, you have Node-RED and all the other things, and make it your own. Go ahead, make your day.
But then if we would move automations and scripts to storage folder, are we not hurting our shareability? And are we not like hurting like one of the pieces that make our community great?
Maybe.
Or maybe, right? Because like a lot of people say, Home Assistant is great because we all were able to share YAML and we see how other people do things.
But Lovelace actually does both. You can still edit like the card and see the YAML and share it, and somebody can paste it in and still get control back. The same could be done for other things as well, so essentially it's not that bad. I did like the comment earlier in the stream, I forgot his name, about adding the possibility to, even if you're in storage mode, that you can go in sandbox
like the sandbox mode, yeah.
So you could actually grab like a single thing or share it, maybe add share buttons to it or copy buttons, or I don't know, like make it more interactive for the community. I think that's cool. Yeah. I still like that idea somehow.
But that we should also, I mean, this is where in the same kind of concept, I think that during the State of the Union I talked about like templated automations, where you kind of create an automation in YAML, but you have certain spots that are left open, but you define them as these spots are left open and this kind of entity has to be filled in, or a group.
Yeah, like a template export or something.
And so you could say, this is fill in lights here, fill in persons here, and then you know which lights to turn on when something happens with a person.
That would be cool. That would be absolutely.
I think these kind of things we can make, like for automations and scripts, the biggest challenge is how do we visualize it? Our current visualization is non-existing, just a name, right? And like, we don't have a blockly. At the end, we know, I mean, we have triggers, we have conditions, we have actions, so we kind of can do it all together, but
we have a long road ahead of us, that's for sure. We have a long road ahead of us and a lot of breaking changes, so be prepared. And yeah, well,
I hope there are a few breaking changes.
There are a few breaking changes. No, but definitely there's a long road ahead of us, and we have a lot of things. As you can hear, Paulus has tons of things that can be improved and ideas, and this is just Paulus and me. But like there are like I don't know how many people are contributing at this point.
Generally, every release is like 80 people.
Like 80 fucking people. Like how many ideas do these guys have? Like this is going to be an interesting time. That's for sure.
We merged like every release now has like around 220, 230 pull requests, and this is like right now it's 3 weeks, so that's like 10 PRs a day.
Yeah. Thomas says sometimes I call Home Assistant the most common HasIO add-on. That's not far from the truth, is it? No, it's definitely not far from the truth, since it's actually running on the same system and on the same way. It does have a special treatment because of the APIs and stuff, but yeah, essentially Home Assistant from that point of view is an add-on. Sure. Absolutely. I like UIs because my coding is chaotic. Bram, you're a contributor.
Well, he built most of the UIs, right?
You built a lot of UI, so that's okay. Yeah. I believe it. Okay, Ian confirms here. That's okay. Worrisome bit. Jason is just easing for version control. Yeah, true.
Yeah. Well, I've been thinking like, well, this was something that came up in the architecture issue yesterday or something. It's like, should we can add version control to a storage mode automation or Lovelace, right? Like, we can store multiple versions if we would want to, But then, of course, we need to visualize the differences, of course, because we can just show Git.
Yeah, Node-RED does it actually.
I bet, yeah.
They do. You can enable project mode, and if you do that, all time we use Git. All time
That's smart.
That's smart, right? Okay, so what else here? Is there something? Sorry, guys, I'm skipping a bit through the comments since there's a lot of talking between you guys, which I absolutely love to see. But Reform Reality got the inspiration. Yeah, that guy made like the Home Assistant control panel that time. Do you remember that thing? I'm pulling it up.
Oh right, yeah.
That thing was actually amazing, and this is the inspiration for Home Panel that Timo created. I actually created an add-on for this thing, even though it didn't make any sense at all, since it was one static HTML page.
Yeah.
I created that add-on because somebody challenged me, and I actually did it within a lunch break.
Oh wow.
Yeah, including documentation and release, which was absolutely an achievement. Just because I could. The thing is now gone, so the add-on is not gone, and I think the thing is not maintained. It's not, by the way.
Okay.
So that. But Timo was inspired by it.
Oh, right,
He
yeah.
created home panels. That's
Yeah,
cool.
Timo did a great job. He's even using the Home Assistant JS WebSocket library.
He is.
I always love seeing people using that stuff because it's like the core of like our front end. It's like just 4 kilobytes and it powers everything.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
80 backend computers.
Oh yeah, we have. Sorry, Ian, you're right. We're doing such a poor job doing front end release notes. Like they don't really get mentioned, and I should do a better job. Our scripts don't really work with that right now, and
It's not that hard to achieve.
it's
Would
not.
it?
No, I should probably just do it. But that's another thing for the list. I mean, I think
It goes on and on and on here.
Yeah. I mean, we don't get much contributions to the release scripts. Actually, Otto did a lot of contributions because he took our release scripts and used them for ESP Home.
Oh, really?
And then saw that they were lacking.
Cool.
He fixed a
There's
bunch of
one
stuff.
thing every time I read the freaking release notes, I see one thing in like the text, and I'm thinking,
De mogelijkheid die ik in de buurt zie is
what the
parking
hell?
van Logimstraat. Wil je die
Siri is responding again. It does it a lot during streams, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I see every time I read the release notes, there's one thing, and that's do not respond in the comments. And it's been there since we had Discuss at the time. And every time I read the release notes, I'm thinking, yeah, I must go in and change the text. It's like no coding at all. Just go in and change the text and do a PR. And the next release, I am seeing that, and I'm thinking, hey, I should do. But
You want to do it on the stream right now?
But I should now change it? No.
I'll do it later.
No, I'll do it later.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, but I don't like when people do all these discussions in the comments, but then there's like 5 discussions going on.
Yeah.
And then there's always some people that will say, everything is broken. And then maybe 10 comments down, they're like, oh, oops, I had my DNS blocked or whatever, or my internet was turned off. And I restarted and everything started working now. And people don't read that, but they do read like the first comment that says everything is broken. And I'm like, right? It's like, this is all public, so we like move it out, like it's, or put it together. If if it's like, or if people would update their first post saying, oh,
no, they don't. And that's something as in what you see happen a lot. I'm a moderator as well for the forums, so I get like notifications on people reporting stuff. They report their own issue, like, oh, I already found the answer. So why not link the answer?
Yeah.
Instead of reporting, please remove. It's the tiny things that our community and we all have to learn to support and teach people. I think the latest edition by Tinker was really good.
Right, the How to Behave
guide on the forums. If you guys haven't seen it yet, if you go to the forums, it will show. That's showing a lot of information on how to behave. It's not behavior guide more, it's more like how we should be.
Ask questions. Yeah.
Ask questions. How do you find your answer, and what to do if you find it? And that's an amazing thing. I think that's something we all should just read and use. And
Right.
if somebody,
Well, asking people to read things on the internet is like, no.
my main job,
Yeah.
it is. It absolutely is. The number of times I have to refer people to documentation in the chat, like, and this add on to this link. It's almost like I have a ton of links prepared, like that I can copy and paste. I do not want to be like an asshole or something, but it's just it's just there. It's written and yeah.
I mean, it tires me out. That's why I have way more chats muted and muted and muted, because it's like once it becomes too many people.
And this is getting linked. I'm going to share. This is getting linked. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't read it yet.
Right. This is like.
This is absolutely true. This is so true. You finally find somebody with the same problem, and there's like, did you ever fix it? I've seen those responses a lot, by the way. Did you ever fix this? That's kind of scary though. Yeah. Either forms of Discord. I'm usually around in community add-ons Discord a lot. Yeah, you are. You know, you are a lot in the community add-ons Discord. Oh well.
I don't follow all the Discord servers. I'm on the ESP home one, but
Yeah,
it was mainly to complain when I was using it. And I was like, hey guys, how does this work?
Finally, I can drag a project. Like, I can go into Discord and complain something is not working. Well, this is my list.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is a pretty big list. So yeah, I have tons of servers, and we use it professionally as well. And
Oh, you use it with your company?
yeah, we switched over. We ditched Slack.
Interesting. We actually, I mean, with Nabukasa we started on Discord, but it was like we're actually now using Hangouts chat
Yeah, that works well.
because we're paying for Google, for Gmail.
So you should use it.
I mean, yeah. And, it's definitely Slack is useful for a lot of things. There's a lot of things better. But the Hangouts one, it just integrates with all the Google stuff. If I create a document, I can share it easily with Pascal.
Yeah, I understand that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Here's some things happening in Pascal.
Oh, remember we were talking about, like, he does his home automation very well.
Yeah.
And this is his thing he thinks he still has to install.
Oh. So this still has to go in Pascal.
Yeah. He actually showed me what was it, this morning or yesterday morning? Well, I guess evening, but he has a box with 3 Nest Protects he still has to install. And he's like, oh shit, I should probably just return this stuff.
Bye. That's a bad buy.
Yeah.
That's a bad buy. There's some other people that have. Can't you move to the camera scene? No, I cannot. Problem. Cannot. Oh, this is the YouTube video made. Maybe I should share. This is a YouTube video about automating your bathroom ventilation, which I did in Home System. By the way, maybe I should do the counter fit. Maybe I should do counter.
When I was in the jungle,
this is a commercial. I'm not allowed to show. It will cost me a strike.
Oh really?
Yeah, YouTube has striking. 3 strikes, you're out.
Wait, but YouTube, if you show YouTube's ad on your stream?
Yeah, because that's copyrighted.
Oh.
There's a copyright holder behind the commercial.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Shit.
Behind the audio and the things and the slogans and the logos and all the things, man. That's really a bad idea. YouTube is, and now Article 13, which has been read up to Article 17 for the EU.
Oh, yeah, that's such a...
This is going the wrong way, and we have GDPR, which...
Yeah, no, I think GDPR got, really focused on like the privacy, not too much on the security, and like.
I'm going to show my website. This is a bit spammy maybe, but I changed my website a bit, and I actually had invested time in making the correct privacy statement for the EU and the cookie policy required by the GDPR and the implementation of it. Like, this is not something you can ask people to do with simple personal websites.
No.
I'm sorry, but
that's Nabukasa is all in the US, and we just pretend that European rules don't exist. And
That's okay. You're in America.
but
you
we
can
still
do
have a
that.
cookie banner.
Yeah,
we have
I've
like,
seen it.
yeah.
That's not enough.
No. Now we have some guidelines of like we know where like if a GDPR request will come in and these kind of things.
A
But
lot of companies do not comply, but I felt like doing it, like I want to experience what it feels
Yeah,
like to
you
do.
get the-
Like I don't know, it feels like a little bit of self-torture or something.
But yeah, for forums, it's gonna be that like we have to be as forum moderators proactive what people are sharing and like take down things, or else we are liable or something. This is like what Article
13 is, yeah.
Yes, and that's nuts. Like the Octoprint people are, they are doing all this 3D printing. And
YouTube can be held liable, or in this case, yeah, YouTube and Twitch both can be held liable for the fact that I'm streaming and the things we say.
That's so stupid.
That doesn't make sense in the world. Paulus pretty drunk is cute. Pretty drunk is cute. I don't think this is second beer. I don't.
Well, I was drinking before too.
Oh, you was drinking before
Yeah,
too.
I mean,
I did not. So yeah, maybe. Yeah. But okay, a little bit of alcohol is okay. Joined late, really good to see you. Have a good time in beer. Yeah, of course. Sure, Case. And Case, thank you very much for updating the VS Code add-on. Case did the VS Code extension for Home Assistant, the Home Assistant config helper, and he did an amazing job. The latest version is
super solid.
it's super solid. The language server is implemented so well.
He actually had like two ideas. One was the language server inside the extension, but he also had the idea to put the language server inside Home Assistant. Like
Yeah,
a
that can
remote
be done.
language server.
I think OpenHAB does that.
But we decided like it's going to be challenging because all the stuff around VS Code is already in JavaScript. So to have like a Python implementation of the language server and all the checks and stuff, this is probably easier.
Yeah, probably is. Although, if it would live inside Home Assistant, it would be more accurate in the things it could provide. Like auto-completion on platforms that are available.
Custom integrations.
Yeah. For example, yes. Sure. I know. Lol, I started drinking this morning. Really? You have a rough day? Okay. What do you both think about Node.js and Node-RED? Okay, let me start. I hate them both, and I'm done. So, but I know for a fact Node.js is loved by Paulus.
I love JavaScript. I think it's powerful, and I think every language has its use case.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I mean, maybe even today, if I would start, I would not sure if I would pick Python, just because TypeScript and stuff, and like we come a long way. When back in 5.5 years ago, JavaScript sucked. Now it's a lot more mature. It has a lot more tooling and a lot more things are thought out. I'm happy with Python though. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I think the barrier of entry is lower, but I think if you look at Python has this challenge where all the devices that we're using now, like phones, tablets, that kids are experiencing with Chromebooks, they don't run Python. They run JavaScript. This is where I know, but I like Node.js because it allows us to run JavaScript anywhere.
Rom says, let's rewrite in Node. Let's not. No, but that's just personal. I'm not a front-end guy, and I still feel, even though it's not true anymore, that Node is more like JavaScript. It's JavaScript. It's front-end. Somehow, it's a misconception, I know. But yeah, still a lot of truth in there, I guess. For example, ESP Home uses a semi-language server for live validation, not full language server. Yeah, how's that thing going, by the way, Otto? I want to include it in the add-on. He's building the extension for Visual Studio Code for ESP
right.
Home.
I saw some screenshots, right?
Yeah. So that would be amazing. I would love to include it. Personal game, by the way. I love that thing.
It is, yeah.
I love ESP Home and I love Visual Studio Code. I would love to see them come together. So both communities are very powerful, yeah. Okay. I think we're at the end and it's past midnight for us. So I think it's time to close up. What do you think?
Yeah, let's
do that, right? Coding is not an option anymore, for sure.
For sure.
For sure. Paulus, time for an HA rewrite.
I don't know. I'll leave that up to the
you guys never showed the 1.0 roadmap. That sucks.
Well, so it's not a roadmap. It's things that we think we should put in.
Not a roadmap, it's a project board.
It's an organization project board, not a
Sorry,
house.
yeah. Is it public?
Yeah.
Yes, right?
And it's public.
Point zero, no. Home Assistant 1.0 does that? Probably makes it 10. Okay, well, fine. Here we go. Here you can find the project board.
Yeah, so we have 2 columns, to do and to do UI.
Yeah.
You can see there's a bunch of stuff in progress by various people. I think the one thing I'm most excited about is the core configuration in the storage helper. So this is the name, latitude, longitude, elevation, time zone.
That's actually the only thing that I have in the configuration.json.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of silly. I want to put it in onboarding. Like, you know, this is probably part of onboarding. Is like you set up the stuff, we auto-detect it partially. And
write your address or pick point on the map or fill in the latitude, longitude yourself and store it.
Yeah. There's the zero conf discovery. It was the discovery we're talking about.
The climate.
Yeah.
Drop auto-generated groups.
Oh, you know, this is something first of all, this architecture issue has been open for like 2 months.
I support it, by the way.
I opened the PR and then somebody was like, well, can we talk about this? And I was like, oh, come on. And so we've been
I actually behave like I have not seen it, but I've seen it because I enjoyed it a bit. Like, I think it's cool. I think the discussions are cool.
Yeah, no, he brought up some good use cases, and actually I said, you know, I put down like the automation editor improvements I did, the script editor improvements I did, came out of like, let's make sure we have some pieces in place before we drop like them all. But
you could recreate them too.
Well, yes, I did talk about like a templated kind of group, and there's like some architecture proposals, and I don't really know what the use case is, though. And I think, you know, if people want it, I'm not going to be against it. I'm not going to edit myself, right? Like, I'm working on getting rid of it. But of course, everybody uses Home Assistant differently, so you can like force them to use one way or the other.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
kind of the main conclusion to me, I guess. Yeah. Add battery level to person component.
We're gonna drop that one. It's actually because we.
Oh, look here! This is for 1.0. We're gonna drop this.
No, we actually at the bottom of that issue. It's already like, because we were like, okay, are we gonna add one battery level? Like, is there gonna be a primary device?
I've actually read it, and I've actually doubted. Like, I've been on the edge on commenting on it, yes or no, because like. The latest updated state that contains battery level
was very
that could be really flaky at some point. Like, oh, now I have 10%, now I have 60, now I have 10, now I have 60, now I have 10.
And if you
that feels weird.
If it's not predictable, then that's why at some point I suggested, well, then we need to add all the different battery levels. And then somebody was like, yeah, but then we need to have the date updated as well, because, you know, what if a battery level is like 4 hours old? And then I was like, okay, people just have to look at the state machine and look at it, because the UI can just load this. It's not.
It's already there.
Yeah, and so we're just gonna drop that one. Standardized change log. Yeah, the API password has to go.
Absolutely, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that was a big drama when
people were like, I don't want authentication. I'm like, whoa.
It's just like the ingress and a lot of those things that happen, like the change that goes through the community, that the acceptance factor. Like, people love Home Assistant desperately and use it very much, and I can understand that if we change something that influences their whole home, that's not fun at all. And so I get why people are upset, but in general, things are for the better, right?
Some people were upset because they did this great workaround setting up their own custom authentication, which now no longer works. I'm like, but you can see the greater good, right?
Maybe all got used to it now. Yeah. We even see Lovelace cards that interact with specific use stuff. Zoker DE adding 80 Aeon's progress for ESP Home. It's already in there, Zoker. It's just not released yet. So the question is, when does the new release come? Yeah, but that's...
For that, tune into Otto's stream tomorrow.
Is he streaming tomorrow?
No, he doesn't stream.
I hope so.
At least I don't know if he streams. I don't think so.
I know. Okay, so that's it, I guess.
That's it.
That's it. Here we go. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This was a shock for me as well. Like, I was going to stream tonight, add-on development. I think the title of the stream, I have not adjusted it. I will do it afterwards. But what the hell? I just... And then he shows up.
Yeah. That's good.
It's an amazing surprise, by the way. I'm really happy you came by, and I this was cool. This was
cool.
absolutely cool.
Well, maybe one day again.
Maybe we should do the other way around then.
That'd be good.
You should start streaming first.
Yeah. Maybe I'll give it a shot once.
Gotta say, this is the best community I've seen. I love you guys, man. Well, we love you too, Fernando. You're doing a great job, by the way. I have never seen such a guy like you going into Discord and constantly answering the same question for like I don't know how long. Be so committed in helping people.
And the patience.
And the patience, yeah. That's insane. I deeply respect that. So thank you, absolutely, thank you. You help the community even more. You think, I guess. Great stream, Jude. Nice surprise. Yeah, that's cool, right? Next time, Paulus and I or others are together.
Right. I haven't seen. I visited Robbie a few times.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's.
We met. Yeah.
Cool. I would love to shake some people's hands. Robbie is one of them, and a lot of people, actually, maybe. So maybe that Vegas is not like a bad option at all.
Well, keep it open.
Well, yeah, like a conference in Vegas with web streams.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people in here, which that's kind of funny. You talk to a lot of people like on almost a daily freaking basis. You've never seen them.
No, I know.
I heard.
It's funny, some people are like, wait, you started a company with someone you've never met him? Like, yeah. Like, how does that work? I'm like, well, we just met online.
Yeah. I listened to the podcast where Pascal joined a couple of weeks ago, like 2 releases back, I guess, or one. But he was on a podcast. It was actually the first time I heard his voice. It really is. It is true. I'm talking to the guy every freaking day, and like on chat. It's the first time I heard his voice, and it's kind of cool. Actually, it's cool. Cool. So, guys, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paulus, for joining in.
Welcome.
It was a big surprise, and I hope to see you guys later. And I always say choo choo, choo choo, homies,
Choo choo, homies.
choo choo. See you later.
All right.
Bye bye.